There we go.
There it goes.
No error that time.
Internet was not wanting to cooperate there for a moment. But we got it. Good morning, everybody.
Okay, so names in purple are names that have been traded, names in green are names that have extended, and when they're free agents that have switched teams, they'll be in black. Dallas traded Maverick Bork. I'm not happy about it.
I forgot I had this open and that scared the crap out of me. Good morning.
And howdy, everybody.
People always like to make comments when we're 1 or 2 minutes late for starting. It is what it is.
You know, it's funny, though, because every other channel that I follow, they're always late on their...
Right, I know. They have the start
streams.
time, and it'll usually start a few minutes after that. But, yeah.
Come on, England, spartan up.
It is. Today, the internet wasn't wanting to cooperate. Sometimes it does that. Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
And here it is a very nice Canada Day because it's not hot. Let's see.
It's also not like sunshiny
right now
and
it's
bright
a nice
out,
and toasty 12.
That's why we didn't go outside with this. Like,
fantastic.
Nah.
I'm really glad it's not hot though. So yeah, we don't have the little intro. A lot of the channels that do the late starts will have some music going, but 32 in Michigan. Bleh. Nah. Yeah, I saw it was a lot hotter in Toronto. 33. That's stupid. That's frequently for Canada Day. It's encroaching on 30, which is not fun when you're outside all day. Thoughts on Dallas? Feels Blue Jackets left them cornered.
I know Werenski refused the trade to Dallas. Apparently that involved Harley, so I don't know how Harley's feeling right now. But they did trade Maverick Bork and Ilya Lyubushkin to Nashville this morning. So I'll get into the trades after the live stream's done. But I'll just throw them on the board for now. Just that those players have switched sides. But Dallas has to be doing that because of Robertson. They have to be making space for Robertson. It's the only thing that makes sense. I think they're gonna regret trading Maverick Bork, but that's just me.
Thoughts about Demidov 8-year extension?
There's obviously risk to it because he's got, I mean, it's 1 year and a bit, right, in the National Hockey League, but he's a very talented forward. I think that contract will age well.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that it's way hotter than it is here. So Europe's going through an insane heat wave. And I know the East Coast, it's been really hot. We have our New York trip in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 weeks exactly. And so if it's hot there now, is it still going to be hot in 2 weeks? I hope it cools down.
I don't think it's going to cool down.
I would like it to cool down a little bit because I will melt.
Does England know which way they're kicking the ball? Because Cote d'Ivoire just scored. Not Cote d'Ivoire. Congo. I just see COD and I hear Cote d'Ivoire in my head.
Where do you think Anders Lee goes? I'm already sad about him leaving the Islanders, even though it's probably the right decision.
One team that was rumored to be interested yesterday was Minnesota, so don't be surprised if he ends up in Minnesota. You know, I mentioned in yesterday's soccer video that I had a feeling that, England could choke, but I didn't think it would happen in the round of 32. Doesn't normally happen in the round, but it looks like it's going to happen in the round of 32. That's impressive.
7 minutes. Can you maybe please quickly summarize the names on the board?
Names on the board. Zellweger signs a 3-year extension with Buffalo. Apparently has a $3 million cap hit. Gudas signs a 6-year extension with Florida, $1.5 million cap hit. Demidov, 8 times 9.125, or it's 8 times 9.15. I've seen both numbers. Maverick Bork and Ilya Lyubushkin have been traded to Nashville. Hischier signs a 5-year extension with the Devils at $11.7 million per. The Flyers. Forrester gets an 8-year extension at roughly $7 million per season. Vladar gets an extension that starts next year at $5.5 million for 5 years. And Nick Robertson has been traded to Pittsburgh. Kyle Dubas would be very familiar with him. The era of Nick Robertson in Toronto is finally over.
Happy Canada Day. Will there be a THG meetup in New York?
We're only there for like 4 days.
It's 4 days and 2 of them are
And
working.
yeah, so it's
I don't know
it's a
how
very
we could
we're
get
tight
out
on
to
time.
work.
We're tight on time. And we haven't had a vacation together in a year and a half. So we're gonna
We haven't had a vacation to just the 2 of us in 2 years. Because our last one I spent in hospital. So what are your thoughts on Hischier deal, and what do you think of Hischier? Do you agree that he's a good captain for the Devils?
Hischier's an excellent captain, one of the best two-way forwards in the game. That contract should age well too.
I'm on Long Island, New York, and tomorrow and Friday is going to be 39.
Yeah, New York gets really hot.
30.
New
It
York,
doesn't get that hot here.
no.
Ever, like once ever in my lifetime. I think once ever. And that was what, 2020 was that 2021 that we had the ridiculous heat wave?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's safe for me to
Hischier,
fly.
Hischier.
Don't you worry.
I'm hoping.
It is safe for me to fly. They took out all of the organs that would have caused issues had I been flying. They took all of them out. I am less several organs, so
I'm still going to need an Ativan to get on a plane.
Shannon is still very, very worried about me. But I am okay to fly. I just have to be very careful when traveling that I have all of my vitamins and the nutrition that I require, which that'll be a little bit trickier on holiday, but I can do it.
I don't think England's woke up yet. Come on, England, wake up. Let's get her going.
Is there a chance Dubas guns for both Robertsons?
It's possible. I could see them doing that. I don't know what they'd trade back to Dallas in that deal, though. I don't know what they'd have that Dallas would jump on.
Oh, people are talking about how stupid hot it is in places that they're in.
Yep.
And that sounds just awful. I am really glad that it's not really hot here. It's fantastic. Frequently on Canada Day, it's one of the hotter days of the year, and it'll be around upper 20s. And I really dislike that. I'm very glad. Let's see right now. Yeah, my phone still says it's 12 outside, high of 18. And to me, that is perfect Canada Day weather.
Eric Howla has gone to the LA Kings, 2-year contract, $3.6 million per season. Third liner. So LA adding a little bit of depth up front.
Where I saw is there a chance to us? Nope, I already got that one. I thought I saw a different one that it skipped over. Oh, there's one without a comment. Was there a different one? Maybe not.
I didn't see anything else.
I thought I had missed one, but I don't think I did. Me living in Minnesota, vacationing in Florida. How do people live here? Me retired in Florida, visiting the grandkids in Minnesota for Christmas. How did I ever live here?
Minnesota gets ridiculously cold in the winter. So
that's right.
It doesn't get that cold here. Somebody asked if they ever flood the court we use for street hockey.
So it'd be a big old puddle?
Yeah.
Just be a big puddle.
Yeah.
It doesn't freeze here. Usually our winter low is like 5 degrees. We don't get below freezing much at all. I mean, overnight.
And then we've got an El Nino winter coming. We won't get snow then either.
Right. We just have lots and lots and lots of rain. Lots of rain. But
England, the Nets over there.
We only had snow that once this last year. It stayed for a few days.
Come on, guys. I know their powder blue jerseys are nice and all, but why don't you try getting the ball to the net?
I'm sure Florida gets hot. Isn't it super humid there too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Could Pat Kane come home to Buffalo?
You know, if you'd asked me that a year ago, I would have said no, but I would say there's a decent chance of it. Buffalo has the cap space. They would definitely make the room for him on the roster. And I think Kane could be exactly what they need come playoff time.
Cold is better than hot any day. There's legally only so many clothes I can take off before it becomes a felony. Guess that would depend on where you live. But I've always said cold is better. It's a lot easier to warm up than cool down.
So we've just got the one that I've seen so far, which is Howla to LA. If anybody's wondering.
32 degrees in Gettysburg for the battle anniversary, because who doesn't want to wear a wool uniform in intense heat with humidity? Well, that sounds miserable.
Yeah.
Who should the Sharks be looking for?
Well, they're going to be in the market for defensemen today. It's not a great crop for defensemen, though. You might be better off trading for one than looking for one on the market. So we'll see which route Mike Greer goes.
Why did Werenski veto the Dallas trade?
He doesn't want to go to the West. So word has it that Tampa and Toronto might be his preferred locations, or at least he'd accept a trade there. So it's got Toronto media just all in a tizzy. I don't know that he's going to go to Toronto. Tampa, my gosh, Tampa, he could turn them right back into a contender.
Any chance the Kraken make any trades?
It's been quiet around Seattle in terms of speculation. If they do, it'll probably be later in the summer, probably not today.
If you are Tampa, who would you trade to get Werenski?
That's the tricky part, is that if I'm Columbus, I'm asking for a pretty hefty price for Werenski. So there'd have to be a defenseman coming back. Probably more than that, because I don't know that they have a defenseman that's worth Werenski by themselves. So let's just say Chernak as an example. Top 4 defenseman, probably have to be a forward as well, maybe a draft pick. It's gonna be a pricey deal.
Currently 22 in Nottingham, UK, maxed at 35. No fun. 22 would feel very nice after 35. That's anything over 28 that's enough. Do you think Bowman would trade McDavid to the Isles for Rick DiPietro's contract?
Nobody thinks that.
Curious if the Rangers would trade Vincent Trocheck. Same with Zach Werenski by Columbus.
Well, Columbus almost traded Werenski to Dallas yesterday, but he vetoed it. Which apparently surprised Dallas. They weren't aware that he was going to veto it. And then what was the other part of that question?
I don't remember.
Nope, that's the other one.
I don't know then. Would I be able to find it again?
Oh, Trocheck. Trocheck's probably going to get moved. Not necessarily today, but he's very likely getting moved between now and the 1st of August. I'd be very surprised if he's still a member of the Rangers by the end of July.
It's a shame. Columbus has always been, as a team, Columbus is a great place to live. Ever been?
We have not been. And I've heard that about Columbus, and I have no doubt that that's the case. They have to prove they can build a winner, and it's tricky because you can't build a winner without players coming in to play for that team. And players keep wanting out or won't go there.
Are the Oilers doing anything today to improve?
They should be in the market for a goaltender at the very least. It's not a great goaltending market. Watch them end up with Bobrovsky. It's fun watching England kicking the ball around with 2 left feet.
A lot of people are asking about the Byram extension.
Apparently Zuccarello's going to LA. Looks like Zuccarello's going to LA. So they're busy today.
Would love to know your thoughts on Yzerman and his relationship with his players, Vrana, Wallman, Larkin, etc. Is this an issue that's overshadowed?
Well, up until Larkin, it hadn't been anybody of like grand importance to the team necessarily. It is, so it's a matter of either Larkin just wants to go somewhere that he has a chance to make the playoffs, or maybe there is that contentious relationship with Yzerman. It's not the first time we've seen it. Yzerman plays hardball with the players, and if they're not, if there's acrimony, he has no problem with getting rid of players if necessary. What are you doing?
Why is there such a huge crunchy tag?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Disney made it. But I honestly, I haven't heard many complaints about Yzerman in general as a general manager. So I mean, if Larkin has a problem with him, it may very well be Larkin or a portion of the team. That's always possible.
Baby's wanting attention.
Hi.
Will we still get a goalie trade between Jets and Sabres? And happy Canada Day.
I haven't heard anything new about the Sabres. I know that was rumored about a week ago now. Hellebuck apparently wants out. If he goes to Buffalo, I think that could be great for the Sabres. Be interesting to see what Winnipeg would get back in that trade.
As a Rangers fan, I can hope we can keep Trocheck going forward. He's a vocal leader on a team and the best face-off guy and penalty killer.
Completely agreed. Yeah, I completely agree with that sentiment. Sam Miscavige just signed an extension with Seattle 3 times $3.9 million. So there you go.
That made the chat change to kitty.
She's a sweet cat.
She's a very sweet and very snuggly kitty.
But she's very jumpy too. So
she is
when she's all snuggled in. When she's all snuggled in, I always have a fear there's going to be a loud noise, and I'm going to be bleeding all over the place.
And when somebody knocks at our door, she growls. It is the funniest thing. She growls and goes to the door, and then she will run upstairs as soon as the
Emily Kaplan's reporting the Wings are looking at Arvidsson on a 2-year deal. So there you go. The Wings would bring in Arvidsson.
It's the orange in her. We all appreciate you paying the cat tax early in the stream. What are the dream beyond dreams scenario where the Avs get Hellebuck? Man, that'd be awful.
And I don't know if the Avs would do it, because then you'd be breaking up the Blackwood Wedgwood tandem. And I don't think either of those goaltenders have a lot of market value for Winnipeg. Like, they had very good years in Colorado. I don't know that they'd play that well in Winnipeg. So that'd be an expensive trade for Colorado, I would think.
Hockey unrelated. Any advice for having an indoor cat healthfully lose weight?
Buy food that's too expensive to eat anything else.
We had an overweight kitty, Pixel. Pixel was overweight. She is a much healthier weight now. And when she was heavier, she was struggling climbing up on the cat trees and such.
Really sorry kitty too.
Yeah. And we changed food. We changed it to a grain-free and poultry-free, not for Pixel though. The poultry-free is because Bear's allergic to chicken, but grain-free, and her fur got a lot better and she lost a lot of weight. I'm guessing it's because it doesn't have all the same fillers on it. I have cat fur on my face. It doesn't have all the fillers in it. And then I would take her out into our backyard with us and she was more likely to run around. And now she's back to sleeping on the top of the cat trees frequently. But
1 year deal with bonuses for Zuccarello. And Eric Gustafson's also signing with the LA Kings. So the Kings are very busy this morning.
Should Tampa sign Tarasenko to replace Bjorkstrand?
They're very different players. And Tarasenko at this point, he's a complimentary player. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he'd work in Tampa. He's lost a step.
Hey, Shannon and Yvonne, just showing my love and support.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I don't know. Are there any bunnies in here right now? Cinnabon's in here. I don't think Licorice has come downstairs yet this morning.
You want me to call him?
He might come down, yeah.
I could try. He sometimes comes down when I call him.
Licorice sometimes goes upstairs in the morning hoping that when the bunny area is cleaned up, he gets treats afterwards, and then he'll come down here for second treats downstairs.
Okay, I'll call him. We'll see if he comes down. Sometimes he comes down, sometimes he doesn't.
There's a few people saying they're coming in late and wanting a summary of anything that has happened.
So Zuccarello is going to LA. Apparently it's a one year, $1 million deal, but there's a bunch of bonuses with it. So he gets the one year, $1 million, but there's bonuses attached to it. Howla's also gone to the Kings. Those are the only unrestricted free agents that are confirmed right now that I've seen. But apparently the Kings are working with Gustafson. Arvidsson's working on, or the Wings are working on signing Gustafson. Demidov got a big 8-year extension from Montreal. Heischer gets a 5-year extension from New Jersey. Samoskevich gets a 3-year extension from Seattle. Gudas gets a 6-year extension from Florida. And Zellweger gets a 3-year extension from Buffalo. Trade news, Nick Robertson goes to Pittsburgh from Toronto, and Maverick Bourque and Ilya Lyubushkin are in Nashville because Jim Nill hates me.
Shannon does not have a favorite beer because beer is gross.
I don't like beer.
Never like cider, though.
Cider's great.
We've got a lot of local ciders here. So
Okanagan cider.
Okanagan, but Taves also has that fun cider too.
Yep.
What an exciting free agency day, right?
Well, it could be because we could see some big trades today. Werenski could get traded today. He was almost traded yesterday.
Is the biggest thing to celebrate for Detroit today the
Abdelkader.
Okay. Contract finally going off the books. Arvidsson and Mazur signings aren't anything bad, but do you see anything big happening?
The big thing that we're waiting for with Detroit is obviously the Larkin trade, which I don't know if we're necessarily going to see with the hardball that Yzerman's playing there, saying basically the guy's signed to a contract, so they don't have to trade him, which I agree with. I agree with that sentiment 110%, even though it might make it more difficult to attract other people. Yeah, I don't think Detroit's going to do anything really big today unless they get in on Bobrovsky, because I don't think so, though. I think Augustine is going to be, well, maybe he's not going to be back up this season. I mean, could they sign Bobrovsky? Go with Bobrovsky and Gibson?
Do you think the Bees move Korpisalo and bring up DiPietro, or see what they can get in return for DiPietro? Also, congrats on round 16 and the WC.
I don't think. What can you scroll up to that for a second again? Mm-hmm. I don't think they move Korpisalo to bring up DiPietro. I don't know how much market value Michael DiPietro has right now either. I know, like, for instance, last year before the season started, they said, "Oh, Boston can't waive him because somebody will pick him up on waivers," and then nobody did. So I think that DiPietro's value has been kind of overblown a bit in the past. I don't know how much he has now. And I don't know that Boston would move Korpisalo. I don't know how much market value he'd have either. That's what he does.
What in the world?
He does that. He's special. He's a special kitty.
Can you see Edmonton trading Yari at all?
I don't know that Jari's got much in the way of value on the trade market.
Oh, it's a big boy.
What are you doing, Shadow?
He's purring already. Purry boy. You purring so loud.
Any word on Pietrangelo? Pietrangelo's done. As far as I know, Pietrangelo's done. The expectation is he's going back on long-term injured reserve for the whole season next year for Vegas as well. Hey, baby.
Are we going to the fireworks tonight? I don't know. We only have one kiddo at home today. And we can see a lot of fireworks from our house, but maybe I'll see how Malachi. See what Malachi's thinking if he wants to go. But fireworks here are so late, and I get tired really easily at night. So we'll see.
Bedard's next contract is going to, I would say, a minimum $10 million a year. Just for potential alone, it's got to be a minimum, I would think, of $10 million a year if it's a long-term deal.
Double kitty delight.
Yeah.
Are Blue Jackets only interested in players or picks too?
I would think it depends on which picks, and I would think they want to make sure that they're going to make a deal with Werenski. They won't just pull them right out of playoff contention.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
Cat tax has been paid.
Ross Johnston signing with the Blues. Colton Sissons going to the Leafs in all likelihood, though nothing's done yet. Nico Hischier is very complimentary of the new general manager, saying he has a plan, and that's important to me in Florida. They won the Cups. Had experiences that he can bring in here. His plan that he's expressed to me sounds good to me. For me, Jersey will always be important. That's why I'm excited to be part of the plan. So Nico Hischier sticking around.
Where does Kuznetsov go?
I don't think anybody signs Kuznetsov. If that's like Kuznetsov of Evgeny Kuznetsov, I don't think anybody signs Kuznetsov.
As Bedard, I would want a contract length of 2 to 3 years. Is that likely to happen?
No, I would think in this day and age, your star players, you want them to sign for as long a term as possible. I don't think it'll end up being a bridge deal. 3 years would be a bridge deal. You know, if England could hit the net, that'd be great.
Shannon, or not Shannon. Shadow knows he's a pretty cat.
Don't you, baby? Good boy.
The fireworks in Abbotsford are at the Rotary.
My big rough and tumble kitty. Yes.
Same where the whole Canada Day.
There he is.
Man, cat fur on my face. The whole Canada Day thing is at Rotary. So they do the oh, you want down now? See? They do the parade
he came in here.
Down Fraser, and then everything is at Rotary.
Here you go, Licorice.
Where does Lee end up?
Right here.
No, wrong person. You're climbing the wrong leg.
Licorice.
I have a rabbit climbing my leg.
Because you're wearing a jersey, it's throwing him off. Okay, look out, Bumbine.
We've got a pile of animals at our feet now. Shannon broke out the treats. To be honest, Blue Jackets not a playoff team anyways. Just get something.
But they were close. They were close, and Don Waddell wants to show progression from year to year because his job could very well be on the line if they don't. If they start to fall back, if the Werenski deal isn't a great one, he could end up out of a job. So he has to make the right deal, and it has to be with the idea that the Blue Jackets are going to get better. Licorice. See, he came down when I called him.
I know he does. He's like, wait, are there trees down here?
That's what he came down for,
Are there trees down here? Do you want to say hi?
He's used to being bribed.
You want to say hi to people? Okay, here's a bunny. Say hi, Bun. He's a good boy.
You cranky now? You gonna be cranky because somebody picked you up?
He's fine.
He's such a cranky old man.
Still at my feet.
No, England, other way. That's your net. Dear Lord. I'm ready to play Benny Hill music watching this.
Byram extension, 6 years, 12.5 million. Crazy. Hey, at least England hit the net that time.
I mean, I guess. John Carlson hasn't closed the door. The Hurricanes. Okay, so Marchman's headed to San Jose. Harrison re-signs with Ottawa 2 times $2.2 million. Well, we'll see how that works out for him.
Okay, there.
I know.
I
now
can stand normal.
Because of the
I know. I couldn't stand normal. There was a bunny right under me. Any chance Carlson goes to Tampa if they manage to get Werenski?
Uh, apparently Carlson, what I was reading from LeBrun was that Carlson's starting price is $10 million a year on a 2-year deal. That's pricey. So I mean, you'd be adding Werenski's on a $9.85 million cap hit. You'd have to have about $20 million in cap space to make that work. So whoever gets Carlson very likely doesn't get Werenski.
Yay, Sharks did something.
Yep, Mason Marchment, 5 years, and apparently it's in the $7 million range.
What's the Leafs cap space at now?
Let me. Now, Nick Robertson was a restricted free agent, so he didn't have any effect. Just under 21 million for the Toronto Maple Leafs currently.
You're not getting a Norris Trophy winner back, and other players are leaving too. Unfortunately, it's a sinking ship right now for the Blue Jackets.
Marchment, that'll be black because that's switching teams. So Marchment. And I'll put up the amount when we've got the amount.
What do the Wild need to do?
The Wild don't need to do a lot. I think they're looking to add. I think the Wild are going to look to add via the trade market. I don't think there's a lot on the free agent market right now that's going to be of all that much interest to the Wild. Losing Zuccarello hurts. They'll look to replace him, but that may have to come via a trade.
Will Canucks games be expensive to go to next season? Yep.
Yes.
Or will it depend on who they play?
No.
Well,
ticket prices
the
are
game
either
price
going to
does
stay the
vary.
same or they're going to go up, one or the other.
The price varies depending on who they're playing, but it's going to be expensive no matter who they
The average
play.
will go up.
Yeah.
Come on, Kane. You got to get that through on the net.
Does the loss of Bork lock in Robertson?
I hope so. If they lose Robertson after losing Bork, I'm not going to be a happy Stars fan.
Anything interesting happen yet?
Marchment to San Jose is an interesting one. Lusterinen signed an 8-year contract. He signs an 8-year extension with Florida. That's just 8 years. It's like, I like Lusterinen, but 8 years. That's just so long.
A lot of people still asking about Werenski.
Werenski may very well get moved today.
There's cat fur on my face. Does that count as England hitting the net? And happy Canada Day.
The Avs are signing Schwartz to a 3-year deal. So Jaden Schwartz is going to Colorado. I haven't seen the amount yet. But apparently it's a 3-year deal.
I've heard that the Wild are taking glances at Laine. Hope it's cheap if true. I hope not. But
it would be cheap. Okay, so Zuccarello to LA is confirmed. Cole Smith's going to the Blackhawks. What? 3 times $3 million for Cole Smith? Okie doke.
What's Chicago's plan today other than signing Bedard?
Cole Smith. They just got Cole Smith. Oh, let me turn that. See, that's why the cameras never flush and with the board, because of that right there. So Cole Smith goes to Chicago 3 years at $3 million per. The Berggren deal's been confirmed.
Wings signed Victor Arvidsson 2 years.
Yep, I haven't seen the cap hit on that one yet.
Have you seen the Bowen Byram extension?
I've seen people talking about it. I guess it's 12.6.
Is it the job air stewardess always correct? What? When aircraft is grounded, wouldn't they be called ground stewardess? Although that's not as exciting. I steward the ground. Sounds lame.
Okay, so Lusterinen gets an 8-year extension. I haven't seen the amount yet.
Chances the Leafs will do something big today.
The Leafs are one of the teams that are apparently in on Werenski. So don't rule out something happening with Toronto with Werenski. Tampa's the other team that's in on Werenski.
According to Puckpedia, Byram is 6 by 12.5 million.
All right, I'll throw that on the board. That's a lot of money, though. I almost put it under Buffalo. Almost. 12.5 million. That just seems high for Byram. Just personally, 12.5 seems high. And I guess it's because I said in the video 13 million seemed crazy. So we'll give him 12.5 then. So it's so much money for Byram, who has never been a number one defenseman. So there's definitely some risk to that.
What's Vegas gonna do today?
Probably wish they had more salary cap space. Not a lot of cap space for Vegas, so they're gonna have to get creative. Colorado 3 times 3.25. Yep, got that. Harrison got that. And I wiped out all of my notifications. Didn't mean to wipe out all of them, but I did. Ta-da! All clear.
I signed a 4 donut contract, box of donuts. That's a lot of donuts. I'd be really sick.
England's going to lose this game.
Well, it's like almost halfway, so.
I cannot believe.
Have you watched Urinating Tree's last Legacy of Failure video on the Canucks, or have watched any of his content?
I've watched Tree's videos before, but I've experienced the Legacy of Failure of the Canucks. I'm well versed on the Legacy of Failure of the Canucks. I could probably recite season for season how things have gone for Vancouver, going back to 1982. So I've watched it. I'm well aware of it. I've been told I'm one of the most negative Canuck fans there are, but I've said that's because of experience. The more experience you have as a Canuck fan, the more negative you're probably going to get. 8 times 5 million for Luostarinen. Man, 5 million a year for Luostarinen. 8-year contract. These are insane contracts.
Is England the Toronto of FIFA?
Yes. Yeah. They just, I don't know. There's just this level of intensity they're either unwilling or unable to get to that has success at the World Cup. They just can't get there.
How long is the stream going today?
At least a couple hours, I would think. Thanks to the fact that we know that there's no collusion or discussions with players prior to noon Eastern today. Contracts shouldn't just come out that are really, really complicated for free agents. For guys you're retaining that you've already been allowed to talk to, sure, but for guys that you're picking up right now, if the contract's really complicated, I get concerned that maybe there was a little bit of discussion before free agency began.
Quite possible, Garian says.
No, it's enough focus on Trocheck. I'll say this much: Trocheck would be a cheaper addition than Larkin. I think you'd have to give up fewer assets to make it work. And the problem is that if you're going to add Larkin's a center. Well, Detroit needs centers too, so they need a center back in that trade. As far as I'm concerned, whether it's a young center or already established center, they need one back.
NHL Rumor Report keeps saying Hughes for 3 by 18 sometime this month. Wild fan here. I love the guy. I want Hughes, but man, 2 guys for 35 million is tough.
And we don't have any idea what he's going to sign for. We know that 18 million's been the rumored number for a while. I remember that number being thrown around when he was with the Canucks. So, and if that's something that they were ready to sign, it would get signed today.
Yvonne and Shannon, what are your favorite treats? Treats.
Like jujubes?
Like, I was going to say like snack fun things or like desserts or...
Celebration cookies right now, they have churro flavored. Absolutely delicious. I grabbed multiple boxes thinking these will be good. And I only allow myself 3 a night. Just 3. And I stick to that.
I like popcorn. I don't have a problem with popcorn, so I like popcorn.
Oh, Kane's beside himself.
I like to make a lot of things that I can't eat. Does that count?
Hey, Kane, instead of arguing with the ref, why don't
my
you hit the
family
net?
eat it.
We need a goal. We need less arguing and more goals.
How much does future considerations get today? Looking at Makar now going 8x18, maybe 8x20.
I've heard 20 million from Makar. I've heard it'll take 20 million a year for Makar to stay in Colorado. How many of these referees look like eggs? And I say that as a bald man. It just seems like there's a lot of bald men refereeing this World Cup.
I wish I could have popcorn. Does help for my insides. I know there's a lot of people that can't do popcorn, and I was a little bit surprised that my body handled it. And it's one thing I don't have issues with, which is fun because there's a lot of stuff that I can't eat now.
I've always had that. I have to eat, like, I have a very limited diet because there's a lot of things my body doesn't like. So that's one thing that with Yvonne going through that, I'm like, it's fine. You're married to the right guy for that.
We do have the World Cup on. That is what is on our TV.
Ian Cole heads to Chicago. 1 year, $4.75 million. That's going to upset local media. They'd hoped he'd come back to Vancouver.
Licorice is eating a box. All these teams are giving out max contracts, yet look at the teams that have been winning cups mostly. All teams friendly, reasonable deals. Interesting.
Corey Perry goes back to LA. 1 year deal, $1 million. I'm guessing there's some bonuses there.
Refereeing is stressful, so therefore bald. See, that's a good theory right there.
Maybe.
They need to leave some money for Bedard on the table.
Well, don't they have like 40 million in cap space? I'm pretty sure they have like 40 million in cap space coming into today. So there's still money to sign Bedard. Did they get his winger yet? Nope. Ian Cole's not going to be his winger.
After watching you both during the draft, I went out and got buttered chicken. Other than hockey, that was the best advice. Thank you. You're welcome. Butter chicken's great. The little tiny balloon. Are they cute? What am I supposed to do with the balloon? Yeah.
You're supposed to be like patriotic and stuff.
I'm plenty patriotic. I've got my Canada jersey on. Yeah. Well, one of my Canada jerseys. I got my big old Harkin Canada cup. That's one big cup. This is so heavy.
I got 2 grimaces yesterday.
Heavy cup of tea. There you go.
I have 2 more grimaces. So I'm getting these World Cup cups from McDonald's. And I think we have 5 grimaces now. I just need Ronaldinho and I've got the set. And I keep getting grimaces. I don't want any more grimaces.
Newbie question. I'm a new hockey fan. Is there any team that doesn't need a center? Is C in demand because it's harder to play? C than wing?
Center is definitely more difficult to play than wing. When a young player comes up and they're struggling down the middle, they get moved over to the wing. It's common. There's not enough center depth, and this is a league-wide issue. This is why when I saw complaints about, well, if the Canucks take Malhotra, he's just a second-line center. I even said at the meetup, I don't know if you're at the meetup, say, what does every team in the NHL need right now? Second-line center. Yeah. So it's pretty good to get a second-line center since every team seems to need one. Yeah, centers are definitely not easy to get. And the other thing with this year's draft class was there weren't a ton of top-notch centers.
Who did the Sharks sign?
Mason Marchment, 5 years. Apparently, the cap hits around $7 million per. Okay, 1 year, $1 million. And Korpisalo is traded to the Rangers. Well, that was quick. So Korpisalo has been traded by the Bruins to the Rangers. Boston receives Kalle Väisänen and a 2028 4th-round pick. All right. Korpisalo has been traded. So let me get the purple marker. So there's the Rangers' backup goalie for next year.
I do remember when the McDonald's cups for glass. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's for quite a few years. I was a manager. That's what I did while I was going through university. Well, part of university.
So Korpisalo traded. There's Perry, Korpisalo. Lomberg goes to Columbus. There we go. Columbus signed somebody. They got Ryan Lomberg. 2 times $1.3 million.
Oh, popcorn can cause ulcers. That's sad. See, the trick is if you don't have a stomach at all, no ulcers.
You can't get an ulcer anymore.
Solved.
Your stomach exploded. You can't get an ulcer. Problem's definitely solved.
Is almost die. And then I wouldn't eat popcorn. If that was a problem. That'd be
the Wild are supposed to be re-signing both Nick Foligno and Zach Bogosian today. So that's supposed to be coming down. That's Michael Russo saying that that's going to happen.
They do put ads in the live streams. And sorry, that's obnoxious, but that is how we make income when doing these live streams. Same with all other content creators. The ads are how they make money unless they do the sponsorships. We don't do the sponsorships.
No.
So it's kind of a trade-off. Either there's ads or there's the ads.
This is brought to you by NordVPN.
Right.
Yeah, no. This is brought to you by Surfshark.
Right. So it's a trade-off, but that's how we get income from.
Please don't send me email from Surfshark or NordVPN. The last time I mentioned it in the live stream,
so many times.
Last time I mentioned it in the live stream, I got a ton of emails. No.
I have turned them down so many times, and I always respond, not interested. And sometimes they're like, why? Because I'm not interested. Is anyone going to sign Jamie Benn?
Dallas. If Ben plays, it'll be for Dallas. Okay, they got 6 minutes of stoppage time. Come on.
Well, yes, super chats as well.
Get to the net.
Just during these live streams, but most live streams we don't have nearly as many super chats as the revenue that you get from
the free agency live stream, the draft ones. Those are outliers. The big ones, generally speaking, they're not usually ones where we see as many super chats.
Right. Is the Wild win game? If the Wild win game 5, do you think that series goes to at least 7 games?
The one with Colorado.
Oh, okay. I was just like, what?
I don't know. Colorado showed that they were vulnerable against Vegas, but Minnesota just didn't seem to have the ability to break through that for more than one game.
Not much of a frenzy so far. Never is. Ed Vincent's price go up considering Byram is 12.5.
It should. Ed Vincent I would put on a very similar level to Byram, so it should. Oh, that's the half. 1-0 for the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Do you guys ever buy hockey memorabilia off of eBay, like signed jerseys and such?
I don't buy signed jerseys. I don't really have a display for them, and they end up being pretty pricey. So I don't generally do that. I do have collectibles, but they're not like pricey collectibles.
Is there any hope for us in Columbus to be relevant? I guess anytime soon.
Hey, you got Ryan Lomberg. So what more can you want? Lomberg went to Columbus, so therefore Stanley Cup.
According to Sporting News an hour ago, Detroit told Minnesota the only player they will trade for Larkin is Boldy. That isn't happening.
Nope. I wouldn't trade Boldy 1-for-1.
Do you know about and will you cover the 3x3 Hype Hockey 8 Nation Cup in Riga? It'll feature NHL players like
Balinskis, Eklund, Volmanis, and Komarov. I don't think so. Normally when it's the summer tournaments, There's very little coverage over here, and normally during the summer, I got other things I'm doing, so not normally. I know there's been other summer tournaments. I haven't generally covered them.
Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a hockey break.
Yeah.
Little bit. Love your content and your pets.
Thank you very much.
Planning a Garth Butcher career video soon?
I could do one on Butcher. The Canucks really wore him out before they traded him.
Bolt's not signing anyone yet, working on some big?
Potentially. Rasmus Anderson returns to Vegas. Wow, 7 times 8.5 million for Rasmus Anderson. So Vegas keeps Anderson. That's pricey. I guess I'll put that as an extension. So I'll do that one in green.
Hey, Vaughn and Shannon, happy Canada Day from Scotland. I need Shannon to sing "Oh Canada" a la Ralph Wiggum. Also, butter-kissed popcorn is the best popcorn. I don't know.
I don't think we have that over here.
Is.
Yeah, I don't think we have that over here.
Popcorn's great, though.
Apparently, the Canucks made an offer to Cole, but Cole chose Chicago over Vancouver. I'm not entirely surprised by that.
Will Bowles get signed or his NHL time done? No.
I think he'll get signed. I think somebody will pick him up. There's enough teams that need forward depth that he probably gets picked up. Mikheyev signs a 4-year contract with the Lightning. So Mikheyev's going to Tampa. So there you go. Mikheyev will be the replacement for Bjorkstrand. I haven't seen the cap hit yet, but it's a 4-year deal.
Somebody's asking what your colors mean.
Black is free agent signing. Green is an extension, and purple means that they were traded to those teams. So Mikheyev is a 4-year deal with Tampa. Haven't seen the contract, the cap hit yet.
Have you ever done a deep dive on the 1972 Summit Series and the 1976 Canada Cup? Would be an interesting video.
I feel like everybody had done that. I know when I started the channel up, for instance, like the 72 Canada Cup was talked about all the time. And I mean, I could do something on it, but I wasn't born in 72, wasn't watching hockey in 76. So it would just be, it's not the same. Like I feel like when I'm talking about historical stuff I haven't witnessed, it's not the same as the stuff I have. And so I don't make as much content on the stuff I didn't watch.
Probably already answered, but what do you think about the Montreal Canadiens locking down their core for less than 10 million each?
Honestly, the Demidov contract, I mean, like I said, there's some risk to it, sure, because of length of time and the amount of money. But I think Kent Hughes has done a really good job of building up that core, building up that team, and getting everybody signed to absolutely reasonable contracts.
Who does Vegas move?
My guess is, I mean, they had a lot of contracts that expired too. My guess is that when you consider Pietrangelo is going to go on LTIR and Puckpedia wouldn't have that factored in yet, they don't have to move anybody yet. So you can be 10% above the cap during the summer. Vegas is probably okay not necessarily moving anybody right away. There won't be pressure on them to move anybody right away.
Sunny going to do anything today? We need another star.
There's not a lot in terms of stars on this market. This market is not one that's riddled with stars.
Is Merzlikins traded now, and is he done post 2027?
I think they've been trying to trade Elvis for a long time. So there's always the chance he's going to get traded. It's just a matter of where and for what. Once his contract's done next year, I would think he probably doesn't have a problem signing a contract somewhere else. It'll be a cheaper contract, but there's always a need for goaltending.
Any chance on a career video on Slava Fedosov?
Did I not do one on Fetisov already? I thought maybe I had. Fetisov would be interesting. I think when he came over, he was past it when he came over to play in the NHL, but he was still good enough to be one of the best defensemen in the league. So it is a shame that the Soviet players weren't able to come over when they were younger.
You bring me joy, as where the Red Wings bring me pain.
I'm a Canuck fan, so I know pain. I know pain.
Lot of happy Canada Day.
Okay, Johnston gets a 3-year contract, $2 million cap hit. So this is Ross Johnston too. It's not like they got Wyatt Johnston's rights and signed him for cheap. $3.85 million for Mikheyev with Tampa. So $3.85 million cap hit for 4 years for Mikheyev.
Do you like Pokemon?
I'm too old for Pokemon.
I, years ago in my previous life, owned a game store, not a video game store, a tabletop and card game store. We intentionally decided to not sell Pokemon cards. So, no, I don't like Pokemon. That's Happy Canada Day.
Agreed. Happy Canada Day.
Caps fan, I know we will sign a RHD. Any thoughts on who? Love the videos.
Yeah, I don't know who they're going to sign, but I'm going to say these prices for these players are going up. For defense, like you've got, I don't know if Ferraro's a right-hand defenseman, but Ferraro's out there from San Jose. I still think he can be a very good top 4 defenseman. Might be one of the best on the market. Also from San Jose, you got Letty's a free agent. Klingberg's a free agent. VL's gone to Tampa 5 years. What is it with that? That like the length of these contracts is throwing me too. But VL gets 5 years times $2.5 million. VL had a very good season this year. We'll see if that little bit of offensive upside transfers to Tampa with him. Juleson, two times $1.1 million to Colorado.
Oh, bunch of game questions now. Do you play Magic the Gathering, Yvonne? I used to. I haven't in years. I got my kids into it a couple of years ago, so they all have nice decks. So, but I haven't played for quite a while. Have I ever played D&D? Of course I have.
Everybody's played. Even I've played D&D.
Of course I've played D&D. I owned a tabletop.
My friends
game
didn't
store.
ask me to play again, but I did play D&D a couple of times.
I can imagine. My kids are now.
I thought it was boring.
2 out of 3. That totally depends on who you play with. That really depends on who you play with. 2 of the, well, no, all 3 kids like playing D&D. 2 of them really like it. My 19-year-old really likes being a GM, and he's got a couple different D&D groups.
Declan Carlisle 2 times $1.5 million for Pittsburgh. So defensive depth added by the Penguins.
Does Buffalo overpay Zellweger, or did them overpay?
No, $3 million cap hit for Zellweger is perfectly fine. I like Zellweger a lot.
There's a few people that would like a bit of a recap.
Jack Roslovic's apparently headed to Toronto. All right, so players that have gone, Chicago has added Cole Smith and Ian Cole, so that'll be fun for the announcers. 3 times 3 for Cole Smith, 1 times $4.75 million for Cole. Jaden Schwartz and Noah Juleson have both gone to Colorado. Lomberg goes to Columbus. Howla, Zuccarello, and Perry are all members of the Kings now. Marchment goes to San Jose. I haven't seen the financial terms yet of that one. Carlisle has been signed by Pittsburgh. Ross Johnston is off to St. Louis. Mikheyev and VL are off to Tampa. Those are your free agent signings.
Have the Leafs done anything interesting yet that's confirmed? Really hoping they don't take Bob. We have goalie depth.
That's the big debate, is whether or not they're going to take Bobrovsky. Toronto is apparently adding Roslovic's going to Toronto.
Why are you throwing markers at me?
So I can hurt my back picking them up.
I feel like Shannon would be a crazy good DM. He would be ridiculous. Shannon would be just absolutely ridiculous.
Okay,
Ridiculous.
So Forrester's extension is 8 times 7.1 million. So I'm going to change that at the 0.1 there.
Did you ever play Warhammer 40K at your game store? Absolutely. Lots of Warhammer. Back then, so this was a long time ago, 40K and fantasy mostly, also like Blood Bowl and all those versions of it as well. Will Werenski get signed today or wait for later?
Well, Werenski's already signed, so it's a matter of a trade. So he vetoed the trade to Dallas. Doesn't mean he has to get traded today, but he's on the move.
5 years at $7 million for Marchment per Friedman.
Well, I've seen the 5 years. I haven't seen. I heard approximately 7 million. I know it's 5 years though, but apparently it's all right. I'll put 5 times 7, and then when it's wrong, the chat can yell at me.
I always liked fantasy more than 40K. Yeah, I like the models better too. But 40K was always more popular.
Arvidsson to Detroit's 2 times 5 million. So Arvidsson is off to Detroit, coming off a very strong season with Boston.
A lot of reports speculating Helly to the Devils, and Marchment got 5 by 7 million.
2 times 5 for Victor Arvidsson.
Isn't Heischer for 11 million way too high? Demidov, the Finn from the Panthers, 9.5. Why 11 for the unproven winner? At least just 5 years.
Because Barkov signed his contract during the flat cap era. If Barkov was signing now, he'd make about 18 million a year. Barkov's contract would be ridiculously high if he was available today, but he's not. So Heischer's contract's perfectly fine for where the market is right now.
After that from Yvonne, sup nerds.
Okay, so Roslovic, 2-year deal with Toronto, $4 million cap hit. So Roslovic's a Maple Leaf.
Shannon will be doing videos after this.
Absolutely.
I am having him do little summaries every once in a while, or reminding him to do summaries every once in a while, but I know you guys can't read the board, but yeah, it's really tiny. But he'll be doing videos later.
Yes.
Don't you worry.
Yes.
Shadowrun. I know my kids are more into that, but Yvonne, what kind of Magic the Gathering deck did you play? What colors? Green and white. Usually. Sometimes I would do others, but I like green and white.
She's a bigger nerd than I am.
Different kinds of nerds.
Nerd.
You are a stats nerd.
Sure. I'm the nerd.
Yes.
Nerd. Okay, nothing new. Still waiting.
I know you guys can't read the board. Who do you want to win the World Cup, if not Canada?
I want to say England, but I don't believe they can do it. I don't believe they can do it. I think France is winning it. I got a funny feeling it's going to be France. Of the teams that remain, honestly, I think it'd be great if Mexico won it. I think it'd be amazing if Mexico won it. Obviously, Canada would be great, but they're not going to win it. I don't think they're getting past Morocco. Morocco is a very, very good, deep team.
Happy Canada Day, Shannon and Yvonne. Go Habs and Vegas. Oh, see, now I'm getting all the nerdy questions.
Nerd. You started it.
I didn't start it. They started it.
You engaged the nerd conversation.
I didn't start it.
Welcome to Nerdvana.
Should NHL contracts be renegotiable like the NFL?
No. I've lived through an era where players wanted contracts renegotiated. No, I'd rather that we didn't go through that again. Oh, he's in the house. Okay.
No, that's Cinnabon. Licorice is over here in that box.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
Cinnabon tearing.
Cinnabon's
Remodeling.
redecorating in here.
Yvonne started an MTG channel. I'd watch the hell out of that. Go glary, green and black for life. There you go. No, I would not start a channel. I do not have time for that. I do not.
All the time she spends sleeping. Sleeps for nerds.
Is anything happening with the Canucks?
England's behind. I'm kidding. Nothing with the Canucks as of yet. Apparently, they made an offer to Cole. Cole decided to go to Chicago instead. We know Vancouver's going to have a hard time attracting free agents right now. Their reputation's the worst it's been since the late 90s. So, if they can find players, great. If they can't, understandable.
For the nerd. Sorry. Is that him? How do you get into D&D? Find people that you want to play with. You can play D&D online. So my 19-year-old, man, I can't throw up my nose. My 19-year-old really likes to be a DM. He enjoys playing D&D. So he has
I can get another soda.
More than one group that he plays with, and he plays with one that's exclusively online. They're mostly his European and Australian friends that he plays with. And so they just arrange times that they're able to meet online. Or he has another group that he was able to find through his friends and other things that he does, and that they just find places that they can meet in person to play. But you just got to find a group. If you don't have anybody experienced to do the DM, there's a lot of resources online now. It is very different than back when I was playing and you had to have 20,000 books. I mean, my son does have quite a few books, but there's a lot of resources online, which can make it easier, but just got to find your people. Cat fur in my nose. Do you think Carolina will actually trade
Nikishin? Apparently, I think it's the Rangers were in on Nikishin this morning, so it sounds like they're really looking at potentially trading him. I've heard that they're in on Hellebuck too. I honestly, I wouldn't if I was Carolina. I don't think they need Connor Hellebuck. They just won the cup with Bussy. I think they've proven they've got the goaltending that they need.
Oh, she knocked over a box of markers.
So
trouble buns.
What is she doing? I'm dying. No, you don't do that. Stop. Be a good girl. All right. And another free agent signing. The Jets are signing Stuart Skinner. So the Jets are signing Skinner. Achari signs 2 years, $2.8 million cap hit for Philly. So Achari's a Flyer. And Stuart Skinner is a Jet. I don't know how my wife feels about that.
We'll see. My thoughts on Hellebuck. He's awesome, but he can't carry the team.
And his playoff record's been
terrible,
spotty the last few years.
By spotty, he means terrible.
He didn't have a great regular season this year.
Hellebuck is awesome. He is getting older, and you can't totally rely on him. You can't. They've relied on him for too many years. They have to have not just Hellebuck. Happy Canada Day. Tell me why I should move there and go Preds. Like
Banff.
The whole. This is why, not where.
Banff. Banff's a reason to move here. Because then you're in the same country as Banff. Province.
Why to move to Canada or why to move to BC? Should move to Canada because Canada is awesome.
And it's beautiful. Beautiful country.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are very lucky to live in Canada. Toffoli, Sherwood, Goudreau, Wenberg. I struggle to see where Marchment fills in here, especially when we got hungry prospects. Surely some veteran trades. No, like Rier, just don't see the vision.
I think Marchment's a top 9 forward, but he can play up and down the lineup. So he is a useful forward as long as he's not taking dumb penalties or whining to draw penalties. Very, very effective forward and can play various roles with the team. So I don't hate the signing for San Jose. I think he'll end up on their third line.
Canada is huge. There's a lot of variation.
Couldn't fit it in this room, not by a long shot.
It's huge. Canada is huge.
It's like bigger than this.
But it is a very beautiful country.
It's like if you walked for 5 days, you couldn't walk across Canada. It's that big.
It would be a pain to drive across Canada in 5 days.
Yeah, but you couldn't walk across it in 5 days.
We had somebody email us once telling us that they were going to a tournament in Quebec and could we meet them for coffee?
The answer is 3 days later.
And I was like, we can't drive there. Well, I thought you could. And so I had to show them on a Google map. No, we're not just
all right
zipping over for some coffee.
England hit the outside of the net, so that's kind of hitting the net.
Didn't get to catch your thoughts on the Demidov contract. Love your channel. Go Habs.
I like it. Like I said, there's obviously some risk to it because it's 8 years. He's played a limited amount of games in the NHL, but he does look like he's going to be a star in the NHL for a while. So I like the contract. Kent Hughes has been very, very good when it comes to these extensions. I don't see any reason why Demidov's would be any different.
Are there scary animals in BC?
There's grizzly bears.
Canada goose.
Geese can be intimidating. Yep, they can
Grizzly bears are up north. We don't have them here. Here we have the black bears, which generally are not scary unless there's babies, and then stay away from those mama bears.
Yep.
We don't really have scary animals. We have a lot of cute animals. Oh, and stay away from the moose. If you see a moose, stay in your car. Do not get out. Stay away from the moose. I think the moose have to be the most scary animal we have.
I put cougars ahead of moose.
Oh, cougars too. Yeah. No, I'm more scared of a moose than a cougar.
Yeah.
We do have to watch out for cougars here.
When I worked at camp and they told us if you run across a bear, here's how you scare it off.
Just make yourself big.
And if you run across a cougar, well, you're dead. That's basically what they told us.
Yeah, cougars are...
The cougar decides your lunch.
You gotta get in something.
There's nothing you can do.
But, yeah. Yeah, not too bad, though.
I thought it was great. My friend, when I worked up at summer camp, he was trapped in the bathroom at 4 a.m. by the cougar. And he got up on the sink in the bathroom, and I said, "What's that going to do?" I said, "Like, it's a cougar. What's you being on the sink going to do? It's not going to stop it."
Hide.
And he's like, "Well, I had to do something." And I was like, "You're just..." So then it got bored and it walked away. The funny thing was, at the end of the summer, they took a poll of who believed there was actually a cougar in the camp, and about half the staff said no. And I did this to my friend. I said, "See that? They're all saying you're a liar." They all think you made that up.
We definitely have cougars here.
Because he came over to my table the next morning, like, "Man, you look like crap." And he's like, "I was up all night, the cougar." I was like, I laughed at him. I was like, "Yeah, you would get trapped by the cougar."
What's your take on the Byram extension? Seems risky, but do you see an upside? Thoughts on the 2 Hawks free agents?
I mean, Byram foresees that he's going to be a number 1 defenseman. I remember when he was drafted, there was a lot of hype about it. The analytics would tell you that there's a lot of risk to the contract. It's probably going to drive up the prices for some of the other defensemen around the NHL, but I mean, there's risk to all contracts when they're that length. And yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for Byram, not going to lie.
Moose are definitely scary, and they are huge.
Yeah.
If you have only seen a picture of a moose, I don't think you accurately understand how big they are.
I've seen videos of people like taunting moose, and I'm like,
stupid.
you're an idiot.
You do not mess with moose. Like if you know how big an elk is, a moose is a lot bigger.
Like I've seen videos of people trying to pet them. I'm like, what are you doing?
So stupid. Do not mess with moose.
Moose
are scary.
dumb.
They are scary. They will chase you, and they are huge.
They can keep up with your car. They can for brief time. They can run
moose
about 40 miles an hour.
One animal you swerve so that you don't hit them because they are so big.
They'll crunch your car.
You will totally wreck your car, and the moose will walk away.
Yeah,
true.
They're nasty.
Do not mess with moose. Nope. I learned about that when I was in driver's ed. Do not. All other animals, you just keep going because you have to. A moose, you don't.
So
you will be worse off than the moose.
So in driver's ed, did they actually have a moose that you had to like steer around?
No.
Did a moose come in and give like a speech?
But you were taught very clearly.
Did a moose come in and talk to you?
They are the one animal you will swerve, go into a ditch, crash into something. Not a moose. Moose are too big. They're huge.
See, and deer terrify me because they're stupid. Deer will just trample you by accident.
Otters are fiercely cute. They are adorable. And so are seals.
Not quokka cute, but they're up there. Or beaver cute.
We do have bears near us. We haven't seen them like in our neighborhood, but if I go like a block up the hill where it's more foresty, we've seen bears.
Yep.
My son likes to go on walks and he sees bears quite often.
He saw them in Coquitlam while we were at the meetup.
Yeah, they have a lot there.
So where we have that street hockey, there's bears all around
forest,
there.
Yes.
There's bears all around there.
But that's a huge forest nature area. And we have bears very close to us as well.
Bears, coyotes.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're cycling the ball.
Latest on Hellebuck?
Nothing on Hellebuck yet, but Stuart Skinner going to Winnipeg does make things a little interesting, doesn't it? $3.75 million cap hit. We'll see how it all turns out.
Beavers are another animal like moose. They're a lot bigger in real life than you'd think. True.
But they're so cute.
They're so cute and so round. And when they walk across the street, they just waddle, because they're so
and they have their hands up here and they waddle. They're so sweet.
Every once in a while, I have to wait for beaver crossing, and it's so cute. They're adorable.
That's why you need to start carrying sweet potatoes.
I know. I need to just carry them in my pocket.
They love really sweet potatoes, apparently.
So cute. Can confirm, deer are stupid. My parents hunted a moose, grew up with antlers taking up the whole garage wall. I was visiting Canada, came across a fatal accident between a car and a moose. Looked like the car hit a wall. There's no joke. Yeah, yep. They're huge.
They're
huge and heavy.
Yeah,
they're like little solid elephants. Did the moose win you the War of 1812, though? Probably.
Oh, Paul Cotter's in Vancouver. Welcome back, Cotter. 1 year, $2.15 million. Yay. I can sing Welcome Back, Cotter every time that he plays now. Good.
Hitting a moose totaled my grandpa's big rig. I believe it.
Yeah, Paul Cotter's now a Vancouver Canuck. So there you go, Canuck fans. Picked up his bottom six forward.
Oh, porcupines are cute as well. Porcupines are adorable. I really like porcupines. They are not native here, but I really like porcupines.
I did record a video of you with
so cute. We had porcupines visit, and I got to hold
and the Joey.
And a Joey. I got to hold porcupines. That was great. Happy Ryan Johnson's not doing anything stupid. Save that money.
Yeah, I don't mind Cotter at $2.15 million. That's fine. So now they've obviously brought in Gallagher. They traded out Höglander, but Höglander needed a fresh start. Now they've got Cotter. Cotter's fine as bottom six forward.
Yeah, we have beavers in some different parks near us. So I every once in a while see them. Are there a lot of rabbits? We have so many wild rabbits. We have one that lives in our front yard. We have a little bunny. The wild rabbits
She's
here
sweet.
are so tiny.
Yeah. The little wild rabbit living in
Yeah.
our yard. She's sweet.
I seed our yard with clover, and so the animals really like our yard. But we have a bunny that lives in the front. But yes, there are lots and lots of rabbits. My oldest son is in Special Olympics golf, and so he sees rabbits all the time.
Has my opinion changed on the Sabres? Well, yeah. Buffalo got a heck of a lot better. My boredom was with the fact that they always found a way to fall apart. So I really never had any faith in them turning it around. But this year, they finally got it done. Nice to see.
Moose get absolutely huge. I have a huge bull hanging around my house during hunting season. His antlers span 1.8 meters. Yes, I have a couple sheds.
They're huge.
Huge.
Matthias Michelli is signing with the Islanders. That's a good signing for the Islanders. I was hoping Michelli would go to a team I rooted for, but good signing by the Islanders. We'll see what the cap hit is.
Yes, the rabbit population has been increasing here. There has been a problem that we don't just have the wild rabbits. People have been releasing rabbits, and they're not fixed, and so then we get
rabbits are not
many.
an easy animal. People think they're an easy animal for children. They're not. Rabbits require a lot of work, don't they, Buns?
Yeah, we clean daily with our rabbits, and some people just are not up to the work or the making the house safe for the bunnies. Because
they can be really destructive too.
They can be, and so then people release them, and then they take over, and they will just mow to where the grass is like that, and just eat everything.
And then it attracts predators into the city too.
Yep, and we get all the coyotes, and then there's the problems with the coyotes.
All right, 1 year, $2.25 million for Michelli. That's not bad. Yeah, $2.25 million for Michelli.
Any more trades or signings coming for Tampa Bay?
So far, Tampa Bay's just got Mikheyev and VL signed. I would think that they're working the phones to discuss Werenski, because Werenski's apparently willing to go to Tampa. So, I mean, you got to work the phones and try to make that happen if you can.
Are the Sens doing a full rebuild or just adjust?
I think they'll just adjust in real time, because adding Eklund when you've lost Brady Tkachuk offensively, I don't think you're losing a lot. Now, in terms of the physicality, they'll need to replace that from Tkachuk's game. But I don't hate what Ottawa's done so far this offseason.
Probably not your wheelhouse, but do you watch AVE? I don't know what that is.
Alien versus Earth? I mean, I don't
I don't know what that is.
See, I'm used to AVP, which is Alien versus Predator. So I'm going to say probably not.
Sorry, I don't know what that is. Sharks, Stenberg good enough to start in the NHL? Are the Sharks digging into debt hole with all the talent? Dreams busted in 2 to 3 years? Love you guys.
The reason that they traded Eklund is because Stenberg is very likely coming into play for them this coming season. So I think the expectation is they sign Stenberg and he plays right away. And all the reports I've read, he should be good to go right away. I even saw some that would have taken Stenberg ahead of McKenna. So he could be a star right out of the gate.
As a Carolina sports fan, I'm not sure what to do with this feeling of winning something. What do I do with this offseason?
Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it, because you don't know if it's going to happen again. So you enjoy it as much as you can, like I did with Abbotsford winning the Calder Cup last year. Enjoy that as much as possible, because you never know if it's ever going to happen again.
Happy Canada Day.
Agreed.
Who should the Habs get?
The Habs don't need a lot. I would think Habs will be looking for depth players. I don't think they need to add a lot there. And there's not a lot going on in terms of free agents that they'd necessarily be interested in. So if Montreal makes changes, I would think it'll be the trade route. And I don't think they need to do a lot. They're obviously a contender right now. Vanacek is apparently going to the Islanders. 1 year, $1 million. Because they don't know if Varlamov's going to play or not.
Can you tell a lousy American what Canada Day is? It's Canada's birthday.
Yep.
That's it. It's our birthday.
Yep. Canada, born in 1867. This is birthday number 100 and
So we had the
denominator.
150th a few years ago. I'm actually drinking the Canada 150 tea. It's really good.
Country 75 years old. 78 years old. 86. 50? I don't know.
Math is hard.
Especially with the denominators.
Shannon.
Come on.
Is McFarland doing a good job with the Preds?
I think so. I think he's done well. And adding Bork from Dallas is potentially brilliant. I'm shocked that Dallas didn't get more for Bork. Yeah, I'm kind of not happy with Dallas. We'll put it that way. I've not been very happy with Dallas this offseason.
Anyone you think the Hawks should sign still on the board? Kaner back to Chicago. Robertson somehow.
I can't see Patrick Kane going back to Chicago. I don't think he'd go back to Chicago. I think there's too many memories there. I think that Chicago could go out and sign a veteran forward. I don't think Robertson would waive to go to Chicago.
Do Canadians actually drink clearly Canadian? Love that stuff and only recently got it in the States. LOL.
Absolutely.
Yes. The blackberry's the best. I really like the blackberry. Oh, and the black cherry. That's really good too. Blackberry's great.
Yep.
Used to have it a lot more when I was younger. I don't see
England's got like 25 minutes left here to get something.
Atu Ratu is an underappreciated asset in the face-off circle.
Not underappreciated in Vancouver. Canucks know what they have with Ratu. He took a lot of key face-offs for them down the stretch, and that's going to happen again this year too. So
yeah, Ratu's not underrated. He plays in Vancouver.
Nope, he's been definitely appreciated as a bottom six forward that takes all the face-offs.
Guessing by the Anderson extension, we're keeping Hill and Hart. Or is there any free agent goalies of note?
I would think they'll probably keep Hill and Hart, especially with the trading of Schmid. I think that's how that's going to go. Hydration break between England and Democratic Republic of Congo, who are currently beating England 1-0. They're not supposed to choke yet. Saw a documentary once that said the two is some clerical error in 1930. Canada's not technically a real country. Well, that'd be incorrect.
Boring day so far as a Utah fan. Glad our front office doesn't make rush moves, but I'd love a big splash someday.
Yeah, some of these contracts are a bit of a head scratcher for me, a little bit.
As a lifelong Blue Jacket fan, I'm starting to give up for the first time, really feeling like I just can't anymore. The fans love this team. We show up, we cheer. It just doesn't matter.
I totally understand. I totally get that. I've gone through those moments as a Canuck fan. Yeah, it can be tough. It can be tough when players don't want to play and teams not in the playoffs. It can be tough.
Where do you think goalie Bob goes? AAV?
Bobrovsky's next contract is going to be a heck of a lot less money than his last one. I don't think it'll be much above. I can't see it. Well, and I say that, and yet some of these contracts today, maybe he does get $7 or $8 million a year. Bobrovsky, though, he's 37, and I really thought he slowed down this past season. Toronto's been named as a team that he may very well end up going to. I don't know that would be the best move for Toronto.
Oh, finally catching a stream for the first time in a long time.
Oh, welcome to the stream.
Why did Winnipeg sign Skinner?
Because Comrie's an unrestricted free agent, so they needed a backup goaltender.
Who else should Columbus get as a fan? Or wait, is Lomberg enough?
Lomberg's just a bottom six forward. Columbus has a decent top six. They could use another top six forward though, but you're not going to find a lot in terms of top six forwards on this market. I'm surprised Mantha's still out there though. I wonder how many teams are in on Mantha because he can score.
Thoughts on Arvidsson to Detroit? Only 2 players had more 5-on-5 goals than him last year. Kucherov and McKinnon. Good signing to replace Kinner, maybe?
It's going to be tricky because Arvidsson did have the good year with Boston, but prior to that, he had some struggles as well. So we'll see. I don't hate the signing. It's only a 2-year deal. And so very low risk for Detroit. They definitely need some more scoring.
If Werenski doesn't go to Tampa, who else would you sign to replace Radish?
I don't think you can sign a defenseman that's going to replace Radish. I think it's going to have to be via trade. Or they develop from within. Tampa's very good at developing from within.
Do the Ducks need a backup for Dostal?
Husso right now is still their backup. So if they're comfortable with Husso, I don't know that there's a lot on the market. I guess you could add Riddick. Riddick is an unrestricted free agent. The Islanders are bringing in Vanacek, so that means Riddick's still out there. Maybe Riddick to the Ducks.
Do you think the Sabres need to add anything or just be patient and grow into their young talents? Final donation for today. Stay awesome, guys.
Thank you very much. I don't think they need to add very much. I think Buffalo's in a good spot. I think that just depth players, just guys who are going to be, part of the solution in Buffalo, which we started to see this season. For the first time ever, Buffalo doesn't need to do very much. Can't get my eyes to clear up.
Best and worst contract signed so far today.
I'm surprised at Gudas getting 6 years. That one kind of surprises me. Lusterine at 8 times 5 seems high to me, but this is a whole new setup. My favorite contract so far today. I mean, Zuccarello at 1 times 1 is an absolute bargain. I kind of like Schwartz at 3.25 million cap hit for Colorado as well.
Do either of us have a favorite bunny or kitty?
I mean, Cinnabon's the rabbit that I'm with all the time.
Cinnabon hangs out with.
She's
Shannon
my friend, and she's just so happy when I give her treats. She's just so excited. So, and now here comes Licorice because he heard he's not my favorite.
What?
I like Licorice too. You're my favorite boy bun. He's the only boy bun, but he doesn't need to know that. And then for the cats, I mean, Shadow and Bear follow me everywhere. Bear didn't want me to get out of bed this morning. She had a really hard time letting me to get up. So I got cat fur all over my face. She kept giving me kisses. I love you. Don't get up. I love you. Don't get up.
Scary. No, they're cute.
They're so adorable.
Also round. All the round animals.
The way they waddle.
Best.
The way they waddle.
Best animal shape round. So cute.
Like beavers.
Yes. Cute. Who's more bid now? Seattle, LA, or Detroit? None of these moves really changed the team in the positive.
LA's probably going to struggle this coming season. The tricky part is you can't replace Kopitar. And they were already a team that was out in the first round with Kopitar. So LA's got some work to do. I still think Detroit could make the playoffs next year with the right moves. I really think that Detroit, that long time outside the playoffs, it's got to end soon.
What's up with England right now?
They're not driving to the net. They're not. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or if it's effort, but it's not there. Like these crosses in front of the net look dangerous, but it's all blue jerseys. There you go. Harry Kane gets one, and it's a 1-1 tie. There you go. Okay, Kaner. Now get another one.
Are your bunnies litter box trained? My kids want a house bunny.
Kind of.
Yes, they are litter box trained, but they are not like cats in that they will only use the litter box. They do most of the time.
Yeah. There's still
most of the
cleanup,
time,
though.
but
There's still
we
cleanup.
do have to clean up after the rabbits daily. And they shed a ridiculous amount. Like if
Just
you
wanna
think
say, too-
cats or dogs shed, bunnies shed way more.
They finally got the cross I was waiting for there, and Kane heads it in the net. That's what I wanted, was that cross, and they got it.
What does Utah need to do?
Utah's a pretty good team as they are. They might look to add depth on the blue line, but I think they're pretty good. Matt Kessel to the Islanders, 1 year at $850,000. Darren Drager reporting, sounds like Werenski, agent Judd Moldaver, and Columbus Blue Jackets GM Don Waddell spoke today in an effort to clear the air and calm things down. Werenski is comfortable going back to Columbus. Waddell could present him with a trade in the meantime, but that isn't on the radar at this point. So everything apparently has been calmed down, meaning he'll get traded like two minutes from now.
Are the higher contracts happening now in anticipation for the cap increase? Fans are justifying big contracts, saying it's actually less when the cap goes up.
Well, I mean, the cap has gone way up. Luke Shen back to Vancouver, 1 year deal, $2.5 million or $2.25 million. Good. I'm glad to see Shen back with the team.
As a fan, I'm calling New Jersey traders Mercer and some other piece to win for Hellebuck. Go out and sign Kane. Great veteran fit for them. Hughes loves Kane.
Yeah, I don't know if New Jersey's got enough to get Hellebuck. I don't know if they have enough to get Hellebuck away from Winnipeg. One thing to keep in mind is that trading for a goaltender, very often the return that the team gets is underwhelming, and I don't think Winnipeg can afford an underwhelming return for Hellebuck. So that's what's going to make things a little more difficult.
What else do the Blues need to do? If anything, the Blues' fourth line just got huge.
I mean, Ross Johnston will help on that fourth line. I don't know if he's going to be a regular in that fourth line or if he'll come out as a healthy scratch here and there. The Blues are in good shape. Like they had a pretty strong finish. I felt a strong finish to the season, and with the right moves, they could be a playoff team next year.
Any secret strategies for keeping rabbit fur under control?
If you figure anything out, let us know.
I have so many air filters in our house. Everywhere. We have a lot of air filters in our house. Yeah. I have trouble with dust and dander in the air. So we have a lot of air filters, and we do clean our house every day, especially in the bunny area, because they don't just our rabbits are free roam. They could go anywhere in our house, but they don't. They really don't stick to their little areas. Yep. We only have 2 rabbits that even ever come downstairs. The others all stay upstairs, mostly in their one room. So it's not like it's the entire house. It's just their little spots. But yeah, I have tons of air filters. What does Utah need to do? Pretty excited about signing Yamamoto and DeSimone.
Yeah, Utah doesn't need to do a lot. Basically, backup goaltending, I think. And no, backup goaltending. They figured that out with Kosa. So, yeah, they're in pretty good shape. Like I said, depth on the blue line is likely where they'd focus.
Do we trust the goaltending for Vancouver with Demko being broken so much?
I think the goaltending in Vancouver is what it is. It'll be Lankinen. Tolopilo is going to get some looks too in the event that Demko gets hurt. They're really trying to make sure Demko has a strong, healthy season this coming year. We'll see how it goes. I hope his rehab works. I hope he's 100%. But I don't mind Tolopilo as a third option either.
Are GMs going to be more judicious with the no movement clauses after this offseason?
Nope. I wish I could say different. I wish I could say, you know what? Yeah, they'll be a little more careful, but no. I think they're going to keep giving the players this clause in their contract that basically allows them to blackmail the team into moving them.
Have you ever done a jersey collection video?
I did a countdown last summer.
Yeah, isn't there a collection on your playlist?
There is my jersey collection
It's
as
like
one
a
of the playlists. Yep, absolutely.
And it's several videos long.
I've done jersey histories of every team, all of it. I've thought about doing an updated version of the jersey history, but I'll probably do that next summer, not this summer.
Any news or predictions for Patrick Laine?
Laine is going to end up signing a contract where his actual salary is low. The bonuses are going to be high. It's one of the reasons why he didn't come off of the injured reserve this year in the playoffs, because then he's allowed to sign those deals that are very incentive laden. So he won't cost a team very much out of the gate. And it'll be one of those situations where if he gets all those bonuses, it means he's playing really well.
Has the Western Pacific jumped up so much in strength? I feel like it's going to be a lot more competitive than just Vegas and Edmonton now.
I mean, the Pacific has always been, I think, not necessarily underrated, but once the playoffs roll around, the Pacific tends to be really competitive. Anaheim's good. San Jose's good. Vegas is going to remain good. Edmonton should still be in the mix for a playoff spot next year. I'm saying should be because there's still some holes in that lineup. But yeah, I think the Pacific Division's closing the gap on the Central. I don't think they're there yet, but they're close.
What is the ugliest jersey? I know
Burger
what jersey.
King?
See,
Leaders?
I think no. That the Predator,
Everything
the
Islanders?
the mustard yellow, I can see it from here.
The mustard cat? I disagree. I wholly disagree.
Right.
Do I have any Holy Grail jerseys I'm still trying to get? Not really. I think I've got all of them.
Where to go?
I've got all the Grail jerseys at this point. The one that was left was the Tampa Bay Storm jersey.
Yeah,
like
ugly.
The St. Louis Trumpet one, I guess, kind of qualifies, but they never wore that, and it was never actually produced for retail. So,
oh, there's some ugliness in here. Yeah.
Yeah, she's rooting around in Nashville.
Oh, yep. There's a bunch of ugly. I mean, no.
Don't mind that one.
I knew you'd be like, what?
That's not ugly.
I don't see the one
The logo is huge on it.
Oh, there it is. I found it. That's
See?
the ugliest one.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I think that jersey's gorgeous.
No.
That jersey's fantastic.
Terrible.
I like the ugly jerseys.
He does.
I do.
Oh, how do you sort your jerseys?
By team.
You can kind of see.
By team. So this section here, that's all Vancouver, and a couple of Utahs are in there.
They're team and alphabetical.
And then over here, you've got Vegas, Washington, Winnipeg. Over here is Toronto and Tampa. Up here is Seattle, St. Louis, San Jose's in that one too. So it's all alphabetical. And then at that end, of course, it's Anaheim. That's Calgary right there. So, yeah.
It's very organized so that he can easily grab the jersey he's wanting to grab.
And if I'm missing one, I can figure out what it is pretty quick.
She's right. Nashville in general have some of the worst. Part of it's the color.
She doesn't like marigold.
I don't, and it's used so much. Like if you can see the whole jersey wall.
So Boston, Pittsburgh, Nashville.
Marigold.
Then she doesn't like orange. So Philly, Islanders, Edmonton.
And then there's a ton of the same shade of blue.
We really don't have anything else going on in terms of signings yet? Seriously?
I missed the Yotes jersey. Marigold.
I have tons of them.
Yeah. Marigold is definitely used too much. There's so many colors that aren't used. What? Why?
That's some lazy Photoshop.
That is terrible.
Lazy Photoshop by the Winnipeg Jets admin. Just
the logo, like
Jets logo on the Oilers jersey.
Terrible. That's silliness. How do people not like the motorist jersey?
I love the motorist jersey.
Do you have the running coyotes jersey?
Absolutely. I like that jersey a lot.
We definitely need more purple, which
Agreed.
would be any purple would be more. It's a very unutilized color that is great. PWHL does have some nice colors. I like that they're not all the same.
Yes.
I would like it if you could tell all of the teams just by their colors, and as they are right now, you cannot. There are some colors that teams have that, okay, it's one of these three teams.
One of the accounts I follow, the Bowen Byram contract might not look bad in a few years. That doesn't make it good. So for anybody wondering what the view is of the Byram contract in Chicago,
what is your favorite jersey?
The LA Kings, the coat of arms one in black. That is absolutely my favorite jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
She said ugliest one, and I thought it might be the Nashville Meth Cat. Been to several Preds game, and I've made a game out of tallying those jerseys when I see them. Wow. It's kind of like going to Vancouver games, and you can kind of count how many people are wearing the Flying V. They really, really stand out. Everybody's all happy.
There you go, Kane.
Not even an Oilers fan, but I was still appalled when the Babcock hire. If anyone thinks he's changed, they're deluding themselves.
I don't think the Oilers are betting on him necessarily having changed. I think the Oilers want somebody who's going to be tough with the locker room and be willing to bench players when they need to be benched. And if it works, they'll look like geniuses. And if it doesn't, they'll look like idiots.
There's a lot of people. Woo, what a goal. I think a shade of purple would look amazing as an accent color in Utah's color scheme.
Look at this goal.
Yes. I was hoping that when we just had
Nice
the
goal.
Utah and we just had the blue, I really thought that they would add blue to it because of what the owner had said.
Purple.
Yeah, so I really thought they were going to use purple. I thought that would look really nice.
See, but I think
and it would be different.
One of the reasons they probably didn't is because the Jazz are purple.
But that's more reason to have it, to me. But yeah, I thought they were going to. Think Kane just won it for England.
I think so, because we're down to 3 minutes before we get to injury time. Do I have a California Golden Seals jersey? I have multiple California Golden Seals jerseys. They're all over in this area over here.
Oh, she's like, I did not say.
What is it, baby?
I did not say pick me
No,
up.
she's
I just
very.
wanted to rub your legs.
What is it, baby?
You guys have now seen 4 of our 5 cats.
Oh, she has to go to the litter box. That's why she didn't want to be held.
I was
Makes
just
sense.
saying good morning.
Yeah, I needed to use the litter box.
We have 5 cats.
Yeah.
So you guys have now seen 4 of our 5 cats.
And if I was able to call the other rabbits down, I would. But the only one that comes down when I call them is Licorice. We
have kind of the Brady bunch of cats. He had 2 cats. I had 2 cats. Then we had 4 cats. One of my kitties passed away. So we went to go get another kitty later. And we ended up coming home with 2.
Because Azriel wasn't going to make it.
She was
sickly. Her eyes were buggy.
She was so
She wasn't going to make it. So we got her too.
We had to.
She was a runt and she clearly wasn't going to make it.
Yep.
Jacob Trouba.
So now we have 5 very
Trouba to San Jose.
Spoiled cats.
Trouba 4 times $8.25 million to San Jose.
How do you guys keep up with keeping your place clean? I struggle with 2. Haha. I clean all the time. I do every morning, first thing in the morning, I clean up. And we do have a lot of litter boxes, which I clean all the time. I clean our house a lot.
Chris Johnston spelled it Turba. So from now on, he's Jacob Turba. Okay, don't cough up the lead.
Well, some people are thinking that's an overpayment.
It's a lot of money for Trouba. That's a lot of money. Although I will say Trouba playing in Anaheim, he played some of his best hockey. So nice to see the Sharks pick up some toughness on the blue line too.
I'm liking the moves by the Canucks today so far.
Yep. Cotter's a good pickup. Luke Schen's a good pickup too. I've seen discussion that the cap hit's a little bit high, but for the Canucks, it's fine.
A lot of money, but insurance policy for their skilled player. Oh my goodness.
No, it won't be 16 million for Makar. It's going to be more than that. Cale Makar is going to make they back up a Brinks truck to his house and say, take whatever you need.
I choked up. My allergies are not the best right now. They're actually better now than they were like a week ago.
Lane Peterson gets a 2-year, 2-way deal with it's 1-way for the second year, 2-way for the first year with the LA Kings. I'm not putting that one on the board. That's more of an AHL signing.
I do have a robot vacuum for upstairs that I run, but I still have to sweep. I can't have the robot vacuum clean up the whole bunny area. So some of the house I have the robot vacuum do, but some of it I have to sweep myself. Does Hischier at 11.7 justify EP40 contract? No need to trade EP40 unless there's a good return, in my opinion.
No. Pettersson's contract still looks bad. Hischier's one of the better 2-way forwards in the game. And I still think Pettersson's I'd kind of be surprised if he's still with the team in the fall. I think they're going to try to move him this summer once the free agency has calmed down.
I'm late. Has Tampa Bay signed anyone?
Tampa signed Mikheyev 4 years, $3.85 million cap hit, and they signed Jeffrey VL 5 years, $2.5 million cap hit.
Cats do not belong outdoors. In fact, here you cannot have them outdoors. We're in the city. If you're out in the country, go ahead. Here, you cannot have them outside.
Yeah, if you want to pick them up from the SPCA, then that's a way to have that happen.
Cats are not outdoor.
No.
Do you think Robo is worth 15 million?
I think he's going to get 15 million. I think in the current marketplace, he's probably worth 15 million.
Yeah, I know they have those litter boxes that like clean for you, but they're really expensive and really it just takes a moment. If you frequently clean your litter box, then not a big deal.
Just get up.
Has San Jose signed anyone since Marchment?
No. Oh, Trouba. 4 times 8.25 million, and my timeline is full of people saying that's too much money for Trouba. I get it. I do. My guess is there were probably multiple teams in on Trouba, and the price went up.
Did you like Bluger in Vancouver?
I did. I'm still surprised that Vancouver didn't work out an extension with him because he's a really good fourth line center for them.
Yeah, Litter Robot 4 is $650. Yeah, that's a lot. And considering we have several litter box, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to pay me that much to clean the litter boxes, especially for the number
I'll work
of
on
litter
it.
boxes we have.
Oh, I mean, Bobrovsky's headed to Toronto. Friedman saying it's upon us. Bobrovsky's headed to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
On the subject of U.S. Olympians, I noticed several who had trade protections and asked off current teams put Minnesota on their yes list, but not New Jersey. What do you think that says about franchise and teammate perceptions among the group?
Well, I mean, New Jersey missed the playoffs. New Jersey has a reputation for some upheaval and issues and just in general. And Minnesota's general manager is Bill Guerin, who was the Team USA general manager at the Olympics. So I totally get why players would want to go to Minnesota right now.
Do you agree Ilitch is the problem?
It's tough to call Ilitch the problem when the Ilitch family basically saved the team in Detroit back in the day. I think at this point in time, if they're not able to make the playoffs next season, I think Yzerman will probably be out. Eventually, the general manager will get the blame.
I like our signings, but how can we, San Jose, extend Mac with these contracts?
The salary cap next year goes up to $113.5 million per team. There's room. There's still room for Celebrini next year.
Oilers will find a way. Is Hellebuck going to get traded today?
I don't get the feeling it's going to happen today. Like Werenski. Now we know Werenski's not getting traded today. I'd be kind of surprised if Hellebuck gets dealt today. Nothing about Bobrovsky yet in terms of how much money he's going to get or anything like that. I haven't seen anything.
Any idea when the schedule for the 26-27 season will be released?
I'm surprised it's not out yet. Last year was out in late June. I know they want it to start September 29th. So my guess is that schedule is going to get released this week. I'd be very surprised if it's not released by the end of the week.
Wait, I missed it. Why no Werenski trade?
Werenski, apparently him, his agent, and Waddell of the Columbus Blue Jackets sat down and had a conversation, and Werenski's totally willing to stay in Columbus. The tricky part is I don't think he's willing to sign an extension in Columbus. See, England's got a player laying down. That way, that ball cannot pass through there.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing so the soccer, when you have the free kick, you have the wall. And I know because I know in school they taught us that. But I don't remember ever seeing anybody laying on the ground behind the wall.
I don't ever remember that. That's why it really threw me off the other day. I was like, why is he laying down?
I love when the referee puts a line on the ground. He's like, you don't go past that.
Give Mike Greer credit for everything he's doing with the San Jose Sharks. Still angry with his friend, Chris Drury, on the handling of the Jake Trouba situation.
I think the contract is ugly for Trouba, but like I said, I think there was probably a bit of a bidding war going on there, and I think Trouba can still be a useful defenseman at this point. I know the analytics aren't great with Trouba, but he's not going to be playing a top role anyways. And England wins 2-1.
How do contracts where the player has to hit a certain amount of games played or points work against the cap? Also, y'all are the best out there.
So all the bonuses, all the performance bonuses get tacked onto the following year's salary cap. So that cap hit gets tacked on the following year. It's one of the reasons why those bonus-laden contracts are ones that NHL teams like, because it artificially deflates the cap hit that year, and it motivates the players to be in the lineup and be productive.
Does that mean Marchenko for sure isn't moving as well now that Werenski isn't going to leave?
Not necessarily. The thing with Werenski and Marchenko, it's the same. It's that they don't want to extend in Columbus. So that's where things get difficult.
Jack and Luke to Minnesota for Wallstead, Faber, and Spacek.
I don't think that would get it done. I think that New Jersey would look for more back than that. But I do think we're going to reach a point where if New Jersey's not looking like they're going to be a cup contender, where Jack could be looking for another location.
Did Giroux go anywhere yet?
Giroux is not signed that I've seen yet. See, now I'll say that and then it'll happen. The Oilers have acquired Devin Levi from Buffalo for a third-round draft pick. So Levi's out of Buffalo. So I'll get the purple marker because Devin Levi is off to Edmonton.
Does Vancouver end up retaining some of EP40's contract just to move him down the road?
I would think they'd have to.
Get last year's NHL schedule released mid-July.
I thought it was in June.
I don't remember.
I thought it was late June. I remember there was one year that I thought it came out mid-June, and I thought it was early. Why couldn't Ottawa get Levi for a third instead of Harrison for 2.2? They may not have been as big of fans of Levi. There's definitely some risk with Levi. I did get Trouba to the Sharks. Mexico for England is going to be a very fun game. I like Mexico's chances, though. England needing to come back today. Let's get this. Okay, that's just more discussion of Levi. Updates on Jason? You mean Robertson? Nothing yet. Robertson is not traded. There's a good chance he's going to get traded, but that could be at any time during the summer. So Bobrovsky's headed to Toronto. I haven't heard any of the financials on this yet. So there you go. Sergei Bobrovsky off to Toronto. So Bobrovsky, Stolars, Akhtiamov, Hildeby. That's 4 goaltenders. Hi, baby. How are you? Yeah? How's your day going? How's my boy? Shadow. Hi, baby. You good boy?
Maple's following me. Hi, Shadow. Hi, sweetie.
You good boy? You good kitty? Yeah? Okay. See, we have those conversations all the time. Hey, baby.
News on Drew?
I haven't heard anything about Drew signing anywhere as of yet. I think it's interesting. Ottawa hasn't signed him yet. Because the word had been at the end of the season that if he came back to play, it would be in Ottawa. So I'm kind of surprised that hasn't happened yet.
Y'all quit hating on the Mustard Tiger. It's a classic. It doesn't make it not ugly.
Yeah, like the barber pole jerseys for Montreal.
Those I think those were designed specifically to blind the other players so that you would have an advantage.
It's because nobody had a TV, so nobody could see how ugly they were.
I mean, it would make it easier to see in black and white. Are there any moves in or out of Montreal yet?
Nobody's left. Nobody's entered. Demidov got his 8-year extension. What? I can't pick you up right now, Shadow. I love you too.
Any news on Vegas?
For Vegas, they did keep Anderson, 7 years, $8.5 million. I'll be right back.
Silly kitty. Hi.
Yeah, he keeps pawing at me. Now he's
got 2 kitties. No, he's still at my feet. You thinking about it? I've got a Maple here too, so he might leave just because Maple's here. I'll wait to read some of these questions till Shannon gets back. More stripes and jerseys. Can you imagine if a team did stripes on a jersey now? People would think it was the ugliest thing ever. Who's the best cat? How do you rank best cats? They're all very, very different. Air purifier help with cat smell. Cleaning helps with cat smell. You have to have a litter box and you clean it frequently. That's what helps with cat smell. Air filters don't help with smell if there's something that has smell on it. You just have to clean.
Hi, Mabel.
Who is the third signing for the Flyers?
The Flyers, Achari. Achari signs 2 years, $2.8 million cap hit. Forrester and Vladar, of course, signed extensions earlier in the day. And yeah, the Sabres get a third. I know that.
What is a good free agent tracker?
Puckpedia. Puckpedia has
anything.
everything. In fact, when trades happen, Puckpedia has everything immediately. I don't know how they're so fast on their website, but Puckpedia is very, very fast on their website.
Of course, I'd be sad if Hellebuck leaves because he's awesome. But I also think they can't just exclusively rely on him, which they have for
They've overplayed him
now.
They've overplayed him.
And that's where it gets really frustrating in the playoffs because they only play him and just come on. And towards the end of the season, like this year, towards the end of the season, I was getting irritated because they were always playing him for every game. And then you know that if they get to the playoffs, he hasn't had a break. So Yeah. Oh, I love Torties. Miss mine gone 14 years. Miss and love you, Mischief. Yes, we like Torties. We got Maple because my Tortie passed away. And I really liked my Tortie. That was Lily Bell.
Okay. Bobrovsky gets 3 years, $7 million cap hit. That's some money.
We can brush the bunnies and the cats, and we definitely do. My daughter helps me do that. We call it the kitty and bunny salon. So she'll tell me, Mom, we need to do a bunny salon, and that means we need to brush them and trim everybody's nails. Isn't that right, Cinnabon?
Kerfoot goes to Nashville. 2-year extension or 2-year contract for Kerfoot, $3.5 million cap hit.
We should get a dog or two.
I wouldn't want to put a dog in this situation.
We have 5 cats and 5 rabbits that I already have to clean up after. And dogs are a lot of work because you have to take them on walks. And that wouldn't be fair to a dog. And we have cats and rabbits. That would be a lot of work. That would be a lot of work. No,
it's an $8.25 million cap hit for Marchment. 4 years for Marchment. So it's not 5 times 7, it's 4 times 8.25, according to. Oh, that's Trouba. Okay. I don't know if Puckpedia's got that one right then. Because Puckpedia is saying 4 times 8.25 for Marchment, but that's how much Trouba got. So I'm not going to change that number. I'm just going to take the number off for Marchment. We're going to see if they update it.
I understand rolling the dice on Bob since Stolarz is signed fairly cheap, but $7 million is a bit pricey.
$7 million is definitely pricey for Bobrovsky at this point in time. Skinner, talking about going to Winnipeg, said, I understand the pressure going into a Canadian market. I know the fans are incredible. So there you go. Stuart Skinner says you're incredible.
Yeah. Right.
I don't disagree.
Is anyone
incredible might be a bit steep though.
Is anyone in your household allergic to cats or bunnies? If so, how do you cope with that? I am mildly allergic to cats. So I have trouble when I'm cleaning certain things. My face gets really, really itchy. And so I just keep up on cleaning. That's why I clean all the time so it doesn't get very bad. But my cat allergies are quite minimal.
I'm not going to put this one on the board because it's a minor league signing. The Canucks have signed Akil Thomas to a 1-year, 2-way contract, so he'll be playing in Abbotsford this year.
Awesome.
He's a good top 6 forward for them.
Yay. We keep losing players, so it's fun to get players. Toronto now has 4 goalies, 5 maybe?
Yeah, it's 4. I guess Akhtiamov and Hildeby. Maybe Stolarz gets traded. Maybe they end up trading Stolarz because Hildeby needs waivers to get sent down. Probably doesn't clear. Akhtiamov can get sent down without waivers, but there's quite the logjam of goaltenders in Toronto now.
You cannot just put cats outside. They are invasive. You're not supposed to.
No, they kill
Here,
all the birds.
You are not allowed to just have your cats outside. They kill the animals. They are not like native animals to the area, and they can dig in people's gardens and all of that. You don't just put your cats outside.
No.
If you're going to have cats, you have to clean up after them. That's just how it is.
Yep.
How did the Canucks do?
Canucks have done well so far. I like the additions of both Cotter and Luke Schenn. Not going to complain about them. They're good players for what the Canucks need right now.
Shouldn't Florida have waited to see how all this had shaken out? Wouldn't they want Stolarz back?
I mean, they couldn't come to an agreement with Bobrovsky, so they moved on from Bobrovsky, and he moved on from them. They picked up Markstrom. They picked up Schmid. That's likely to be their tandem for this coming season. We'll see how everything goes for him.
How many times has Kerfoot signed a contract with a $3.5 million cap hit?
It's at least twice. Isn't that the cap hit he had in Colorado back in the day too? And I think he had it in Toronto. It's possible he's had it 3 times. I haven't looked at. I could cheat and look at Puckpedia, but I haven't yet.
Is there any fit with the Wild and Anders Lee?
That was rumored to be where he could end up before the market opened up. My guess is Lee's ask might be a little bit high. He may have to bring that down. Kolyachonok signs a 1 year, 850,000 contract with New Jersey. I'll put that one on the board because he did play in the NHL this past season.
Happy Canada Day to you guys from your southern neighbors.
Thank you.
Can you comment on the aggressive off-season so far for the Kraken?
I mean, it's been aggressive, but it hasn't been successful yet. And now that we know that there's a player who's refused to go to Seattle, they need to figure out a way to make sure that public perception changes. And they may have to change the perception of players when it comes to playing in Seattle. And that's not necessarily easy. Take it from a Canuck fan or any of the Blue Jackets fans in the chat will tell you. Once that reputation's there, it's difficult to shake it.
Bob's in for a rude awakening when he finds out his new team is usually on the receiving end of getting their goalies ran.
He's going to he's also going to be facing more high quality shots in Toronto than what he was facing in Florida.
I'm going to see Spirit Box in Little Rock on the 11th. It's my first metal concert. Any advice?
Just enjoy.
Oh, Spirit Box is
metal
fun.
Concerts are fun.
People are generally really nice.
If you're on the floor, the mosh pits can get kind of pushy and
Rowdy.
shovey, but in general, metal concerts are fun. I really enjoy metal concerts, and I've never had a problem with people at a metal concert.
I take my kids to metal concerts, and people are always so nice.
Like the Ghost concert was a lot of fun. There was a lot of kids at that concert.
People are good.
So, yeah.
Yep, have fun. Bring earplugs.
True.
Bring earplugs.
True.
Ear protection is very important at concerts. Yeah, that would be my number one recommendation. Wear earplugs. Protect your hearing.
Or recommendation.
Protect your hearing. Earplugs are important.
Always wear protection at a concert. What?
Are the Kings making a retirement home?
I mean, kind of. Howla's, I think he's 32. Zuccarello and Perry are both closer to 40 than 30. So, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, metal concerts are safer and nicer than any other genre I've been to. People are great. They're always really nice. I've never had a problem. When I take my kids, people are always very, very nice to my kids too.
Sissons to Toronto, 2 times $4.25 million for Sissons. So that's another amount, a little bit of forward depth added by Toronto today. So they trade out Nick Robertson to Pittsburgh. They pick up Roslovic. They pick up Sissons. There's an S at the end of that, Shannon.
Punk shows. Sissons. Punk shows are also good. People are always awesome there too. Very, very true.
Yes. So Carlson might be going to Tampa. John Carlson might be going to Tampa. David Peñata reporting that Carolina is actively exploring the defense market.
Thoughts on the Preds?
Nashville's had a good day. I think Kerfoot's a decent addition, and picking up Bork from Dallas. I'm still not happy as a Dallas fan about that one.
What about Ben?
If Ben plays, he's playing with Dallas. I can't see Ben going anywhere else.
What will the Wild do?
The Wild don't have a ton of cap space compared to a lot of the other teams. Minnesota probably working the phones, I would think, for the trade market, unless they're going to pick up some depth guys. But I don't think Minnesota's going to do a lot today.
Thoughts on what the Avalanche have been doing?
Well, I like the day that the Avs have had so far today. I think Jaden Schwartz is a good addition. Julesen's the third pairing defenseman at $1.1 million. It doesn't hurt him. The Avs need to figure out what's missing in terms of a Stanley Cup contender, and because they're a contender, they had a great regular season, so they need to figure out what exactly went wrong in the 4-game sweep they suffered against Vegas. which it felt like was as much mental as anything else.
Anything on the Blues? Do you think there's still a chance we trade Binnington?
Binnington's name is going to be out there with Bobrovsky now off the market. Levi's been traded. Skinner's off the market. As each goaltender comes off the board, that's going to cause teams to circle back to Binnington that haven't been able to fix their goaltending.
What can Anaheim do?
I think Anaheim's primary concern right now is long-term contracts for Carlson and Gauthier. And outside of that, there's not a whole lot else that I think they need to do. I still think they're going to continue their ascension this coming season. They may very well be the best team in the Pacific.
Thoughts on Washington's needs?
Washington had already addressed some of their needs coming into today. So they've been quiet so far on the free agent market. They might look to acquire a little more in the way of depth, but obviously the Ovechkin decision is looming large and what he's going to decide to do.
Happy Canada Day to all our brothers and sisters to the north. All the love and respect.
Happy Canada Day.
Thank you. I think Kane goes to Buffalo.
It's possible. They have the cap space to make it work. It's going to be up to him. I'm sure that the offer's there.
Do you think there's any chance that we get through this without Dubas landing? Robertson doesn't seem like he's going to give up.
Well, Dubas got Robertson this morning. What? Oh, you mean Jason Robertson? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be up to Jason Robertson himself on what he wants to do, and then obviously they're going to have to work out something with Dallas, and he's going to have to talk contract, I would think, with them.
Was that an overpay for Sissons?
Maybe a little bit. 4.25 million's maybe a little bit high for Sissons, but he's a good third liner, and clearly Toronto wanting to fix the depth on the team, which I think makes a lot of sense. I've talked about in the past how it's not usually the top guys that are the problem. It's been the depth guys not being able to step up when the star guys aren't scoring.
Marchment and Trouba equals Sharks bringing the lumber.
They are going to be more difficult to play against for sure.
They would like a quick summary again.
Summary. Okay, look out, Shadow. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. No, Shadow, you got to move, sweetie. Okay, so Zellweger signs a 3-year extension with Buffalo, which carries a cap hit of $3.1 million. Cole Smith to Chicago, 3 years at $3 million. Ian Cole, 1 year at $4.75 million. Byram signs the 6-year extension with Chicago, $12.5 million cap hit. Schwartz goes to Colorado, 3 years at $3.25 million. Noah Juleson, 2 years at $1.1 million. Lomberg goes to Columbus, 2 years at $1.3 million per. Arvidsson goes to Detroit at 2 years at $5 million per. Devin Levi's been traded to the Oilers. Radko Gudas, 6 years at $1.5 million for Florida. Luostarinen signs an 8-year extension at $5 million per season. Howla, 2 years at $3.6 million for LA. Zuccarello, 1 year, $1 million. There's a bunch of bonuses in there too. Corey Perry, 1 year, $1 million, also to the Kings. Demidov gets his 8-year extension with Montreal for $9.125 million in a cap hit. Nashville gets Maverick Bork and Ilya Lyubushkin from Dallas. Kerfoot signs in Nashville 2 years at $3.5 million. Heischer, 5 years at $11.7 million for New Jersey. Kolyachonok, 1 year at $850,000 for New Jersey. The Islanders pick up Michelli, 1 year at $2.25 million. Vanacek, 1 year at $1 million. Matt Kessel, 1 year at $850,000. Jonas Korpisalo is added to the Rangers in a trade with Boston. Sam Ersson signs 2 years at $2.22 million per with Ottawa. Forrester signs at 8 years, $7.1 million for Philadelphia, of course. Vladar gets his extension made official, 5 years at $5.5 million per. Achari, 2 years at $2.8 million per. Nick Robertson gets traded to Pittsburgh. Declan Carlisle, 2 years at $1.5 million per season to Pittsburgh. San Jose signs Marchment. It's a 5-year deal apparently for Marchment. Trouba, 4 years at $8.25 million per season. Sam Miskevich signs a 3-year extension with Seattle at $3.9 million. Ross Johnston, 3 years to St. Louis at $2 million per season. Mikheyev, 4 years at $3.85 million to Tampa. VL goes to Tampa as well, 5 years at $2.5 million per. Roslovic, 2 years at $4 million per to Toronto. Bobrovsky, 3 years at $7 million per season to Toronto. Sissons, 2 years at $4.25 million per season to Toronto. Vancouver adds Cotter, 1 year at $2.15 million. Luke Shen, 1 year at $2.25 million to Vancouver. Rasmus Anderson signs a 7-year extension with Vegas at $8.5 million per season. And Stuart Skinner goes to Winnipeg, 2 years, $3.75 million per season. Thoughts on Habs goalie situation? I think they're going to trade Montembeault this summer. And then I would think going with Dobesh and Fowler going forward. Now I need a beverage.
I know. And take a breath. Shannon will need another soda. That's what I brought. I've got a giant size. Look at how big my cup is.
Hour and 36 till kickoff between Belgium and Senegal.
Thoughts on Smith and Chicago?
Cole Smith in Chicago. I think it's a bit high for Cole Smith, to be honest. But he did get all the way to the final. He's a good bottom six forward, and the cap's gone up.
Thanks, THG and Gal.
That's you.
Do you think the Canes re-sign Freddie? Do you think that Canes culture turns off high-profile players from signing there?
I'm not sure what it is with Carolina. Like, obviously, Rantanen didn't sign there. However, players drafted by Carolina and brought up in that system love it there. They have no problem holding on to players. So I don't know if they bring Anderson back. I don't think they need to. And I think with Anderson's injury history, to make sense for them to move on and find a different goaltender to put into that 3-goalie rotation. I like Carolina's goaltending. The rumors that they're in on picking up Hellebuck are still out there. And if they're looking at picking up Hellebuck, obviously they wouldn't be looking at bringing back Freddie Anderson.
Clifton, Boston?
I've heard that. I haven't seen the cap hit on it or anything like that at this point in time. I don't mind Clifton back to Boston. I never minded Clifton when he was there.
Is Ottawa done making moves?
For today, maybe. Overall, probably not.
Calgary not doing anything interesting for sure.
Oh, Harris returns to Boston 1 year at $850,000. So Harris is still a Boston Bruin.
Connor Clifton, 2 by $2.25 million per Elliot Friedman.
That's weird because I didn't get that from Elliot. 2 years at 2.5.
2.25.
I don't hate the cap hit. That's fine.
What's up with Anaheim? Is this season a waiting game till prospects come up, or can we compete now?
Oh, the Ducks are going to be competing now. They haven't lost anything that can't be replaced. And at the cap hit that Trouba got from San Jose, it's probably a bit rich for Anaheim. And this offseason is all about getting Carlson and Gauthier extended.
Opinions on the big contracts given out so far?
There's going to be some sticker shock around the NHL. Cap hits are going to go up. Teams, the biggest mistake that teams make every year, and it looks like they're going to make it again this year, is they go, well, we've got $10 million in cap left, so let's give this guy 5 and this guy 5, when they might be able to give those same players 3.5 and have cap left over. Teams just don't like to have cap space left over.
Do you think the Pens could get Jason Robertson to Pittsburgh after they got his brother? And if so, what's the return for Dallas?
Dallas would be looking for, at the very least, I would think a top 6 forward, because they have to replace Jason Robertson, obviously. Pittsburgh would have to get Robertson signed to make it work, so it's probably going to be around a $15 million cap hit. And I don't know if Pittsburgh has enough assets for that to work for Dallas. That's where it gets tricky.
Do you know much about Levi? Don't know much, but happy Oilers are going after a new goalie.
Levi had a better year this year than last year. Last year was a rough one. From all reports, it sounded like he had a pretty good season this year at the American Hockey League level. But obviously for Buffalo, there's not as much room for him to move up now with how things have gone. So it makes sense that the Oilers will pick him up. The Oilers desperately needed depth in their organization with goaltending.
What's Perfetti worth?
In this current market, I would think minimum $5 million per. I would think minimum $5 million for Perfetti. He's a restricted free agent, so we'll see what he gets. Watt and staying with the Kings.
Australia has Egypt coming up. I don't expect anything from them either, but happy for them as a country and team.
It's interesting because Egypt had never had a World Cup like this. So there's the possibility that Australia could take out Egypt. Absolutely, that is possible. They'd have to have a really strong game, but it is possible.
Thoughts on Toronto getting Bobrovsky? As a Panthers fan, it sucks to see him go, but I enjoyed his time here, and he's got 2 Stanley Cups.
Bobrovsky, his play slid badly, I thought, this past season. So we'll see what Toronto's thinking here. I think there's a lot of risk to that, though. Obviously, Toronto wants to get back into the playoffs next season. I don't know that they've done enough to make that happen.
Is Gallagher a good fit on the Canucks?
Gallagher's a perfect fit in Vancouver. He wants to play in Vancouver, and I don't see any reason why he won't benefit the team as a leader in the bottom 6.
What are the odds that Akil Thomas makes the Canucks next year?
No. Akil Thomas is purely an Abbotsford signing. He won't play in Vancouver. If Akil Thomas was going to be in the National Hockey League with any regularity, it would have been with LA a few years back. And I think his defensive game is just not there. So he'll likely be playing in Abbotsford.
I didn't realize how much cap the Ducks have. They could totally pick up some huge players.
They could, but you don't have to spend that money just because you have that cap space. I think the smart GMs are the ones that are going to realize we don't have to spend that cap space. We can keep that cap space and then use that to make trades later on in the summer. Hopefully there's some teams that do that.
Thoughts on original misfit, Riley Smith?
Riley Smith's plays dropped off over the last couple years. He could still be useful in a bottom 6 role. We'll see if he gets signed today.
I don't read comments that are in all caps. I don't listen to people who yell at me.
And as her husband, I can confirm.
Not sure if you've been asked, but do you think Werenski will go to Tampa? Would love to have him after losing Radish.
Apparently, that is one of the places he could go. It's a matter of what they would trade in order to make that happen, but that is one of the places he could go. Keep in mind, Werenski and the Columbus Blue Jackets had a discussion today, and apparently trade talks are done for now. Teddy Bluger's gone to Toronto, 2 years at $2.5 million per. Toronto, be nice to Bluger, please. Bluger, I like him a lot. It's a lot of effort. He put in a lot of effort on a Vancouver team last year where at times not everybody made that effort. So I appreciate Teddy Bluger a lot. I'm going to miss him. He's off to Toronto.
Where do you want the next expansion team to be?
It's going to be in Texas. If I could put it anywhere, it would be in Quebec City. I'd love to have minority jerseys be current. I don't think that's going to happen.
Bluger is a great PK player.
Yeah, I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him in Vancouver.
A few people saying very similar.
Yeah.
As a Leafs fan, not liking the signings.
Well, it's all depth stuff. So like Roslovic, Sissons, Bluger, it's all depth forwards. The depth has let them down so many years in a row.
Happy Canada Day. Thinking Giroux or Kane are a good fit in Buffalo.
I am sure they're circling back on both players.
How much does Bedard get now?
Cap hit. The floor for the cap hit for Bedard, I would think, would be at least $10 million. At least.
Bluger's a good pickup for Toronto.
Yeah.
Flyers feel like it jumped. Flyers feel like they are coming up empty-handed with major holes to fill.
This free agent market, though, isn't going to fill that. This free agent market is not rife with stars, and so getting those players, it's going to have to be the trade route this summer.
Who are the biggest free agents available?
Right now, let's see. Yeah, Leafs sign up bottom C for a lot of money, but that's how it's going to work this offseason. Kirkland signed with Minnesota. It's a 2-way deal. He's likely going to end up playing in the AHL. The Jordan Harris one. Toronto has $3.18 million in cap space currently, so that hurts them. I mentioned Michelli to the Islanders. I haven't seen the. Oh no, we've already seen that. Oh, why would Wish be reporting on that now? Weird.
Have you seen anything on the goalie issue in Edmonton? If they're serious about winning, they have to sign a goalie with a name.
Well, Jari still got time left on his contract. They may very well look to make another move in net before the offseason's done, but they've still got Jari under contract. It could very well be Tristan Jari as the starter and Levi as the backup to start the season. Vegas is actually over the cap currently, but that will change with Pietrangelo going on LTIR. Colorado's down to $1.28 million left in cap space. Florida's down to $2.95 million in cap space. These teams.
How do you feel about Jacob Trouba going to San Jose? Seems like a great addition to their blue line.
Yeah, San Jose. The fans will like him. He's good. San Jose's still got $31 million in cap space. That's part of how they could get Trouba signed. I do like what San Jose has done over the last couple of years. And while Trouba may be an expensive contract, I think they'll be fine with it.
Makar sign yet?
Makar can't sign yet. Isn't Makar's got 2 years left on his contract, doesn't he? I think Makar has 2 years left, so he couldn't sign right now.
In the 2010-11 season, when Chicago made the playoffs as an 8th seed, were they still good despite the lower seeding?
They were down 3-0 against Vancouver, and it took until overtime of Game 7 for the Canucks to knock them out. I was convinced Chicago was coming back to win that series. Chicago was still very good in 2011.
Vegas is over the cap. Who would have predicted that?
Well, but again, it's because Pietrangelo's contract has got a year left, and he's not playing again.
What is your favorite signing so far?
Oh, my favorite signing so far. I know people don't like the cap hit for Bluger, but I think that's a good pickup for the Leafs. My favorite signing of the day, Zuccarello at $1 million to the Kings is an absolute steal, and I don't hate the Arvidsson one. I don't know if the $5 million is going to age well, but I don't hate the Arvidsson one to Detroit. I think that one could be a good one too.
What's happening with Kotkaniemi?
Kotkaniemi.
I almost had it.
Well, they didn't buy him out, so that was their last chance to buy him out at a third of the cap hit. So they're going to try to trade him. The plan is to trade him, and they're going to use the fact that there's a lot of teams that need help down the middle, and they feel like he's still got trade value, and that contract is less egregious as the cap goes up.
Thoughts on the World Cup so far?
World Cup's been fun. We're starting to see some of the favorite teams getting into the round of 16 after a couple of upsets a couple days back. But it's been fun to watch. I've enjoyed it. I haven't been able to afford to actually go and watch a game in person. That's not going to happen.
Most people can't either.
I don't feel like I want to be able to pay for things. Trey Fix-Wolansky is signed in Vancouver, so that's another player for Abbotsford. Fix-Wolansky.
We lost so many players last year, so it's good to get players this year.
And Ryan Johnson, having been Abbotsford's GM, would understand that, and he'd be adding guys for the Abbotsford Canucks.
With how well he has drafted, how quickly he navigated out of Doug Wilson's anchor contract, and with the clear upward trajectory the team is taking, when is Greer due for GM of the year?
San Jose has to make the playoffs, and San Jose has to look dangerous in said playoffs. At that point, he'll be considered for GM of the year. And if they make trades and a signing that really helps him out too. But if they make the playoffs, he's going to be up there.
Any word on Ovechkin?
Nothing yet. Ovechkin, my guess is we won't hear anything today. That it'll be later in the month of July. We'll find out what's going to happen with Ovechkin.
Is this the new normal for free agency? Seems like the past few years, the big splashes are pretty rare.
Yep. This is just with the salary cap going up so quickly, teams are able to hold on to players. They don't have to worry about losing them as free agents. They can give them big money and keep them.
Makar has 1 year left.
So they could sign him today to an extension. My guess is they're working on it. It'll probably end up being a ridiculously expensive contract when it happens.
Is it time for us Hawk fans to panic on Davidson, Greer, and Sharks showing us up, and Davidson is throwing crap at the wall and hoping it sticks while leaving Bedard out to dry? Any silver linings?
The failing for Chicago right now has been they're not finding wingers for Bedard. So that has to change coming into this season, or else Bedard's going to continue to have his struggles. It's easy for teams to shut down Bedard when his wingers aren't dangerous. So you've got to make sure that the players he's playing with are ones that teams have to cover as well.
A 4-2-1 system would be better than a 3-2-1 system.
For points, I'd rather not see a 4-2-1. I'm not a huge fan of changing the point system in the NHL. I know there's people who like the idea. I don't. But again, I didn't mind ties so much back in the day. I absolutely loathe the shootout. I could not hate the shootout more than I do. And I'm old. I don't know. I'd go back to ties myself rather than anything overly dramatic, but I know that's an unpopular opinion.
Could you put Copley to Columbus on the board?
Well, Copley's a third string goaltender. Copley's not going to be on their main roster.
Let's see, what are we here? Forget the shootout. Give me continuous 3-on-3.
The Union won't go for that. And the owners,
games could go a long time.
The owners don't want the games going really late, and their flights, their chartered flights and everything, that there's schedule reasons why they can't do like endless overtime. I would be fine with 8 minutes of 3-on-3, but I don't think the Union wants it.
Any plans on coming back to Anaheim to visit? Also, do you think Patrick Kane would be interested with Anaheim?
I'm sure if Anaheim called Kane that he'll listen, because the Anaheim Ducks look exciting. At some point in time, yes, we will definitely come back down because Disneyland's still there, and at some point in time, we will come back down. And we did a lot of Disneyland.
We did.
So I'm fine with taking a bit of a break.
We're traveling in Canada.
Because that last time we went to Anaheim, I was like, I was just here. Even the stores, some of the sales were exactly the same, and I was like, I need to take a bit of a break.
Kirkland to Minnesota. What are we doing?
Kirkland is just for the AHL. Some of these signings are going to be AHL signings. Doesn't mean anything. So that's just, you have to have AHL depth. So don't read too much into some of those.
UTA letting UFAs go. Think they snag a big one today?
I don't know that there's any more big contract or big ones that are left out there. If you look at free agents, where is it? It was just there. There it was. No, now it's gone.
We're not as interested in Universal Studios.
Oh, no, not really. In terms of big names, like you've got Linnaeus out there, Kevin Hayes. There's not a lot of big names out there. Tarasenko, I guess.
How would the NHL work without a point system? Going by just wins and losses would not only make it better, it would be more competitive.
The National Hockey League likes the system they have because it does artificially keep two teams closer together in the standings. If you go just wins and losses, which is much cleaner, much better way of doing it, in general, that's not going to work.
Sandy's, I can't read all those.
Vilmanis
extension missing from the board.
I didn't see a Vilmanis extension today. Bjorkstrand to the Rangers apparently happening. I haven't seen the financials yet, but
Do you think Toronto is done for today?
I wouldn't be surprised. They've added 3 forwards and a goalie. I wouldn't be surprised if they're done for today. They may very well be possibly in on Werenski unless that conversation's completely dead.
With Winnipeg signing Skinner, what does this mean for Hellebuck?
That means that Hellebuck's got a backup that can play more than 20 games, which would be nice. That means you can rest him a little bit more because Skinner can play more games. Skinner's advanced numbers were actually pretty good this year. So I think that's a good move by Winnipeg.
Will Toronto get another defenseman?
They're very likely trying.
Should the NHL consider calculating total cap hits after taxes to nullify any tax-free advantages?
Oh, that would be a nightmare. That'd be a nightmare because then when you're trading the contract, then all of that changes.
Yeah, that would make it
So
a big pain.
no, I don't think we'll ever see that.
What can Dallas do to keep the window open?
Not make stupid trades would be the start. I'm already concerned because I think personally, just me, I think trading Bork is a mistake. Just saying. I understand the need to keep Robertson, but they haven't signed Robertson to an extension either. So we'll see how all this turns out.
Do you see more players from China in the 2030s draft?
I don't know how much they have in terms of players that would necessarily then track towards the National Hockey League. I don't know that we'll see very many at all, to be honest.
Thoughts on Canada joining the Eurovision Song Contest next year?
I'm excited if it happens.
I have been wanting that for a while.
I'm excited.
I think that would be
I think
awesome.
we should try out. I think we should try out.
No. I think that would be great. I
can play the spoons.
I really, really hope they do.
I can play the spoons. You can play saxophone, and we'll find a way to make a song with that.
I don't.
Saxospoons.
That would be terrible.
There we go.
I hope so.
Spoonophones.
I really hope that Canada joins Eurovision. I think that would be awesome. Yep, I vote yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Haven't watched any free agency. What's the big news?
Well, it's such big news that Sportsnet doesn't even have a channel covering it right now. And TSN's just all World Cup. The big news, I guess, would be Bobrovsky going to Toronto. $7 million cap hit for him. Outside of that, Trouba to San Jose had an $8.25 million cap hit. It is exactly what I thought we would see today. And there are some teams that I think are wisely not necessarily spending today. We'll see what the rest of free agency looks like on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, etc.
Very glad the Canucks are rebuilding because this is exactly the type of free agency that would set the team back years by spending to the cap.
Agreed. Marchment, it's 5 years at $6.75 million. $6.75 million cap hit for Marchment.
Top 5 play-by-play announcers and why?
Ken Daniels, no nonsense. Chris Cuthbert would be one of the top ones too. Kenny Albert, Rick Ball. Is that 4? I think that's 4. And throw in Brendan Burke. Brendan Burke does a good job.
Sorry, I'm late. Should Demidov fire his agent?
No, I think a $9.125 million cap hit's fine for having just finished your first full season in the National Hockey League. There's only a certain amount you can get after your first full season in the NHL.
I have Internet Explorer. I guess Wayne Gretzky just got traded to LA or something.
1988.
What do you think about Bob's deal?
Bobrovsky's contract, it's pricey. It's pricey, but that's why Florida couldn't sign him because he wanted that much.
What do you think about how the Canucks have done today?
Canucks have done fine. No overpayments, no crazy contracts. Yeah. Let's see.
Some of these contracts will not
Duhaime.
age well.
Duhaime's going to Toronto as well, according to Friedman. So Duhaime off to Toronto. I don't know what that contract's going to look like, but that's another depth forward for Toronto.
In this world of instant gratification, the NHL doesn't want to have ties and get rid of the shootout because fans can't deal without having a winner.
I never had a problem with it.
We've talked about that.
I never had a problem with ties.
We grew up that ties were a thing and you could.
I didn't mind.
That was fine. Yeah.
I remember
just,
times where I'd be at work, and I remember there was one time that I was at work and the Canucks played the Bruins and it was like a 3-3 tie. And so I missed the game, but I was happy. I was like, good, they both got points. And people were really confused by that. They're like, wait, you're happy neither team won? I'm like, great, it's a tie. So great.
Any news on Hurricanes trades or signings?
Hurricanes have been very quiet so far today. Obviously, they're looking at potentially moving Nikishin. I don't know if they're going to move him or not, and that would probably cause them to be uncertain on the free agent market. But there's nobody really on the market that I think the Canes necessarily need.
I'd love Gretzky back at this point. At least we'd have a center. If I spend hours watching a game end in a tie, I feel like I wasted my time watching it.
I feel that way about the shootout.
Do you feel like you wasted your time if a team loses?
Like the shootout doesn't do anything for me. It's a skills competition. I don't like the shootout. I've never liked the shootout.
What do you think we will hear from teams that were broadcasting on FanDuel Sportsnet last season, and what are their broadcast plans? Oh goodness, for next season since FanDuel Sportsnet went bankrupt.
I'm sure it'll be fine. There's always more money. There's always more money coming in from somewhere.
Toronto will be perpetually mediocre, bad front office.
I don't mind what they did today. The only problem I have is that I think Toronto had some really fundamental issues with their roster, and I'm not sure if these moves necessarily fix it.
How about the Bork trade for Nashville? Big fan.
I think Nashville wins that trade. I like Maverick Bork. I thought in the second half of the season we were starting to see what he could do for Dallas. I was excited to see what he could do, but as Dallas has been doing recently, when I like a young player, they get moved. First Stankoven, now Bork. And so does that mean Nashville wins the cup? We'll see.
Thank you for being outspoken against sports betting.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's not. No, I don't like it.
This is do or die.
Lawton's supposed to be going back to LA. We just don't know the cap hit or the term or anything yet. So Lawton is supposed to be going back to LA.
I genuinely stop watching games when they go to shootout. Just let the notification tell me who won.
I don't watch shootouts. I don't. She'll back that up. Yeah. I don't watch shootouts.
Because it's
like, well, it's going to shootouts, so I don't care.
Shouldn't Canadian teams have an advantage when contracts are denominated in US dollar and the exchange rate is 0.70 today?
I argued that in the video and I was told that doesn't matter. So it is a big difference when you're getting paid in US dollars and you live in Canada. It's a lot more money, but I was told that doesn't matter. Oh, Brodzinski to Washington. I'll throw that on the board. $850,000 for a year.
Do you think when they signed Bob, the Leafs will send Hildy back to Marlies or do the typical Toronto thing, let him go on waivers? As a 60-year-old Leafs fan, I'm nervous but used to it.
Hildeby has to go on waivers to get sent down to the Marlies. So if they try to send him down, odds are he probably doesn't clear. There are so many teams that need goaltenders right now. Kuzmenko's off to Pittsburgh, 1 year, $5 million contract.
Where do you think Nurse ends up?
Nurse, I still think the Kings are going to end up getting Nurse. My guess is Kings, maybe Philadelphia.
Thoughts on Avs offseason? Still a top contender?
Oh, the Avs are definitely still going to be a top contender. I do like the additions of Schwartz and Juleson. Juleson's going to play third pairing. Schwartz is a third liner. Colorado's definitely still going to be a contender.
Wouldn't that mean that you're getting taxed on a lot more money?
Yep.
As somebody who is paid in American dollars and is taxed on the income of American dollars, yes, but we don't get taxed nearly as much as people think we do.
We just prepay it. There's a system where we prepay it.
Figure Bennington would be traded by now.
Bennington's $6 million cap hit may be a stumbling block for contracts.
Do you think the Sharks will do anything else today?
They don't really have to. Now, apparently Justin Hall is headed to Washington. I don't know what that contract's going to look like. I don't even know if I put that on the board. He may very well end up playing in the AHL.
Regular season overtime should be 3-on-3 until someone scores.
The NHLPA won't go for that.
Think about how sometimes for when you're in playoffs, how they do the overtime until somebody wins and how some games can go on forever and ever and ever. But those players have to get on a plane and go somewhere, so they're not going to do that during the season.
Total contracts signed so far, 56 contracts, $675 million so far.
Where are our second center in Montreal?
Second line centers are very, very difficult to add because teams have to have extra depth down the middle. There's not a whole lot of teams that are in that position.
Anything happen with Darnell Nurse yet?
Nothing yet. None of the big trades have happened.
Did you see the new WHL no return overtime rule for preseason?
Yeah, I assume that means that you can't pass it back across center in overtime, which I would agree with. I think you should have to attack in overtime when you have the puck. I think that would solve a lot of the problems with boring overtimes in the National Hockey League.
Predators to Scripps Sport OTA TV. Detroit to Detroit Sportsnet produces by the MLB, co-owned by the Tigers. The Kings will stay on the new network owned by the Angels. Those are the only known teams.
Teams will still find that regional partner. I feel like regional sports is going through a huge reset.
Why are centers and goalies hard to come by? Reliable ones.
Goaltenders are very unpredictable from one year to the next, from 1 week to the next. Goalies are very, very unpredictable. And then, I mean, centers, there's so much demand for centers and there's just not enough of them.
Where's Patrick Kane going?
I haven't heard anything with Kane at this point in time. I would think he has numerous offers to consider. He may very well not get signed today.
Thoughts on Habs Cornell all being locked down for under $10 million?
I think it just shows Kent Hughes knows what he's doing. Very, very good general manager they've got in Montreal, and he has shown how to do a rebuild right.
Will Ovechkin come back for another year with the Caps?
He still hasn't made up his mind as of yet. All accounts are he should make up his mind during the month of July. And then if he wants to come back, it'll just be for the Caps. He's not considering going anywhere else.
Kane to the Kings reunite with Panarin. Shannon really doesn't watch other hockey YouTubers. He already lives all of the hockey content. So.
Yep. On YouTube, I watch Anton Petrov, his space videos and Galaxy and all that stuff. Amazing videos. I always learn stuff from Anton. I watch an episode of Would I Lie to You every night. Hopefully it's not making her sick of it yet. Just when David and Lee go back and forth, it's just absolute gold. And obviously Red Letter Media, anytime they put anything out, I watch it.
Have there been any Kings moves today?
The Kings. They have added Eric Howla, they've added Matt Zuccarello, and they've brought back Corey Perry. So Perry is a king once again.
Where does Mantha go?
My guess is there's some teams that are offering him big money. He may very well be holding out for more. Mantha's in an interesting position. He's the one guy left on the market that can score some goals. I would not be surprised to see him go to. I mean, would he go back to Calgary? I mean, Calgary could definitely use his help if Calgary. Well, then again, Craig Conroy said they'd be quiet today, didn't he? Maybe Utah, if Utah could find the cap space for him.
Thoughts on Robertson with Dallas?
I hope Dallas finds a way to keep him. Hopefully, the trading of Maverick Bourque means that's going to be the case.
Corey Perry will forever be a Kings legend.
Corey Perry's just going to play until he's like 50.
Any moves for the Hurricanes to make today?
Nothing from the Canes so far, and they don't really need to do anything at this point in time. There's lots of trade rumors around the Canes and Hellebuck, but nothing of substance as of yet.
Where's Evander Kane?
Well, Evander Kane's coming off of a really rough season with the Canucks. And the tough thing for Kane too is that when he was available at the deadline, nobody wanted him. So I don't know that there's been offers for Kane. Evander Kane might be one of those players who has to rely on a PTO in September.
Justin Hall to the Caps, basically an overwhelming move, despite it only being a year. Sabres' next moves?
The Sabres have already done plenty this offseason, and they just traded Levi. So I wouldn't be entirely surprised if Buffalo's almost basically done and just looking forward to next season what they're going to be able to do. They got Benson signed to a long-term extension. They traded Tuck. So I don't think there's a lot left for them to do.
With Merzlikins trade talks picking up and the Jacket signing Copley, does this signing suggest to you that Elvis is on the move with 1 year left?
No. Copley is an American Hockey League goaltender. He is not an NHL level goaltender anymore. Just strictly AHL level. Columbus isn't bringing him in to play the backup for them. I'd be very surprised. I think he's headed for Cleveland.
Can you make sense of this Rangers trade for Korpisalo? How did the Bruins pull this off?
The Rangers needed to replace Jonathan Quick. I guess the Bruins decided to move on from Korpisalo. There's some danger to this too, because there were points during the season where Korpisalo was out playing Swayman. So I guess they bring up DiPietro. We'll see if they bring up DiPietro or if they have another plan. And for the Rangers, they get a backup who can play 25, 30 games for them.
Is it time to declare the Yzer plan is a complete failure?
I think he's got 1 more year left to show what he can do. And if Detroit misses the playoffs again next year, we could see a change in Detroit.
Does Carolina need Kishin, or is he expendable?
I like Nikishin, but if he's asking for a ton of money on this next contract, I think they're better off trading him than signing him. Nikishin, I think, is going to be a good top 4 to top 6 defenseman, but you don't want to overpay him. And Carolina's blue line is always going to be very good, and the depth's always going to be there because they're excellent at drafting and developing defensemen.
Can you make any comparisons between Quinn Hughes' situation last season and Zach Werenski's ongoing situation?
Werenski's made it clear that he's not extending. That's basically what Hughes was telling the Canucks for quite some time before they traded him. I think and Vancouver's a market where things just weren't getting better. Quinn Hughes just knew things weren't getting better. Werenski should see that the team got close to the playoffs this year. Columbus is at least trending towards the playoffs. It should be easier for Columbus to make peace with Werenski than it would have been for Vancouver to do that with Quinn Hughes.
Need a wonderful person THG hockey jersey.
Hello, wonderful person.
Happy
Anton here.
Canada Day.
Agreed.
What do you think of the Flyers so far? Is Danny done signing, or is he going to start trading?
The Flyers, Forrester and Vladar getting extended makes a lot of sense. Achari's a bottom 6 guy. Yeah, Philadelphia, I don't think needs to do a lot today. I know there's been discussions about Ristolainen being traded out. Maybe they work the trade market, but yeah, not a lot from them today.
How many years until the Islanders are contenders, or at least a really good team again?
For the Islanders, I don't know about contention, but they're signing Michelli, Kessel. I don't know. It's going to depend on how things go under Pete DeBoer. Okay, so Hall's 1 year at $900,000.
Which NHL GMs do you think are facing the axe this season?
Which GMs are facing the axe? I mean, I guess if Chicago doesn't show upward momentum, maybe Kyle Davidson. I don't think so, but maybe. Obviously, I've said with Yzerman, I think he's got 1 more year left to turn it around. GM's on the hot seat.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm going through trying to figure who else. Maybe the Rangers. No, not Seattle. Maybe Seattle. Maybe. And no, I think that's maybe Winnipeg. If Kevin Cheveldayoff doesn't get things figured out, maybe. Okay, Bjorkstrand is $4.5 million for 1 year with the Rangers.
We didn't miss England winning. We were watching it. What RFAs do you think could get offer sheets?
It's possible a team puts in an offer sheet on Robertson. Bedard is offer sheet eligible, so there's always the possibility. But yeah, so we'll see.
Where is Montembeault going?
Well, Montembeault, if he gets moved, it won't be until later on in the summer. Once free agency's done and teams have used up, whatever trade capital, and Montembeault is going to be an interesting one. I think he could bounce back with the right team.
Where do you think Laine will go?
Does he want to win? Does he want to earn money? Those two things may be exclusive of one another. I wouldn't be surprised to see Laine sign like a cheap contract. Let's say Ovechkin doesn't go back to Washington. Maybe you sign Laine for an incentive-laden contract and see if he can get his goal scoring back.
So Toronto clogs up the net again for Hildeby. Are they moving away from Stolarz?
It's possible they move away from Stolarz. Akhtiyama, from what I saw in that Calder Cup final, I think he's ready for at least some games in the NHL level. I think Toronto has excellent depth in net. I'm kind of surprised at the Bobrovsky signing.
Do you think Stan Bowman is on the hot seat?
I don't think he's there yet. I think if they lose McDavid, then yeah. But I don't think he's there yet.
Has Utah done anything yet?
Nope. Utah's been very quiet so far. And with this market being as it is, I totally understand it.
Any clue what the Ducks can do for their right side defense?
What? Vinny Desharnais signs a 4-year deal with the Caps, signing a $4.2 million AAV. Desharnais? Vinny Desharnais. Vinny. Okay. That short circuits my brain right there. That can't be right. That has to be $4 million in total. That can't be right. Can't be. I'm gonna write this on the board, but it can't be. That's way too much money for Desharnais. That can't be.
Let's see. Wow, overpriced. Crazy.
Overpay. That is a lot of money for Desharnais.
If McDavid leaves, a lot of people losing their jobs.
Oh, agreed. What in the world? $4.2 million cap hit for Vinny Darnay? I don't get that at all. That's insane. That's a crazy amount of money. I'm sorry. That to me is a crazy amount of money. Wow. That's a lot of money. But Kuzmenko got $5 million, and I don't think Kuzmenko had a very good year in LA either. This is what happens. You have a small a lower impact UFA list, and so teams just spend their money.
They broke Shannon.
I just wanted GMs to learn that you don't have to spend every bloody cent you have in cap space. You don't have to. It's not on Darnay. Like Vinny Darnay, $4.2 million cap hit. What? Did they feel bad about the Trouba deal? And they're like, San Jose's kind of getting raked over the coals. Why don't we give Vinny 4.2? Then Trouba at 8.25 makes more sense.
I think this is one of the most confused faces I've ever seen THG make. That contract is crazy.
I just think that contract's the worst contract I've seen since 2016. I don't. $4.2 million cap hit for Vinny for 4 years. That can't be right. It can't be right. Is it 2 point? Even at 2? Oh man, that can't be right. That can't be the cap hit. It just can't be the cap hit. It can't be. What are the Caps thinking?
Yeah. We wanted him back in San Jose, but not that bad.
No. Darnay is a bottom two. He's a 5'6" defenseman. And even then, like wasn't he like healthy scratched in Vancouver during his brief time in Vancouver?
Capitals GM doing a Peter Chiarelli.
That's a lot of money.
Like the Vinny we had in Vancouver for a bit.
Yeah, that's the same one. Darnell Nurse has agreed to expand his list of teams he'll accept a trade to. And then Elliot Friedman says San Jose's one to watch. So he's expanding the list of teams he's willing to be traded to.
It is listed that way on the Caps website.
That's so much money for Vinny Darnay. I don't want to hear anybody complaining about overpayments when that's on the board. I like even now Byram makes sense. Byram 12.5, sure. There you have 3 Vinny Darnays to make a Bowen Byram. Sure, why not?
Shannon's broken. Reminds me of the Tucker Pullman contract.
Yeah, that was a bad one too. But that was a Benning move. Like Benning, he shouldn't have had a checkbook.
Do the Caps have enough money for OV?
Oh my God, imagine if they didn't have enough money for Ovechkin because they got Darnay.
That would be funny.
I don't think Caps fans would find that funny.
I would find it funny. I know they would not.
Although I will say with Ovechkin, it's possible that he'd sign for like one of those cheap deals with incentives. So as soon as he hits 30 goals, he gets an extra $4 million, something like that.
Why do teams hate having cap space?
I don't know. I don't know what the problem is with GMs having cap space. I don't know why they hit July 1st and they go, I have to spend $15 million. I go, no, you don't. You do not have to spend that money today. You don't.
It reminds me of teaching like our kids. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you need to spend it. You can save it. You might want that later. Maybe they need to have the same like money spending and budgeting lessons that we teach our kids.
And then these are the same GMs that are going to be complaining during the year. We can't make a trade because nobody's got cap space. Shut up. You guys do this to yourselves in July. Every July you do the same thing. And then during the season, we want to make improvements. We don't have any cap space. Shut up. Just stop.
Will the Leafs make a move for Werenski? Love from Cohen.
Apparently there was a conversation between the Columbus Blue Jackets and Werenski and the agent. Apparently everything's fine. So it's not happening now. The Blackhawks have made Byram's extension at $12.5 million a season official. And yeah, that's perfectly fair because Darnay makes $4.2 million on the cap. So that will now be my comparable. That is going to be my go-to. Yeah,
That's
my
when
phone
your
dropped,
phone
but that's
thinks about
okay
it.
because Darrenae's got a $4.2 million cap hit. I just don't. Darrenae. Hi, bye. You gonna help me get? Thank you, sweetie.
Is this a good way for the Canucks to leverage their cap space for the upcoming trade deadline?
I really wish teams would leverage their cap space. I really wish teams would hold on to cap space. It's like gold, and they just can't wait to spend it for some reason.
Shannon needs to be rebooted.
Like I don't get it. I don't understand. I'd hang up the phone. I'd be like, he wants what? Nah. And that'd be, what's your counter offer? My counter offer's no. I'm just gonna hang up the call. Because you guys are out of your minds. Remember when Andy Bernard put his fist through the wall? Kind of like that.
Should the Penguins trade for a big fish like Robertson, Riley, or Werenski?
I'm sure they're working the phones. I'm sure that Dallas is getting a lot of calls on Robertson. They want to keep Robertson. Trading Bork means they're doing everything they can to keep Robertson.
Thoughts on Oilers? Better to avoid a bad signing?
It is definitely better to avoid a bad signing. There are some contracts being signed today that are, I mean, it's been 10 years since 2016, but some of these have kind of that 2016 feel to them.
He had one goal, so that's why he got a great deal.
He's
The Caps have broken Shannon. Canes just won the cup with $12 million in cap space. Should teach the league a thing or two.
It won't.
Descharnay needs to pay his agent more for that robbery.
I stand Darrenae. Like, it's just, I don't understand. I understand these contracts.
Where do you think Trocheck will be traded to? Do they have the jets flying over? That doesn't sound like regular planes.
No, there's a plane that flies in all the time. It's got like a jet engine to it. Like,
okay.
Sounds like a jet when it's passed over. Yeah, today's been interesting.
Since you don't like it in the NHL, do you feel like FIFA should get rid of PK shootouts in the World Cup? Also, happy Canada Day from New Mexico.
I would be in favor of getting rid of shootouts in soccer if there wasn't the reality that they could play for days. They could play for 6-7 hours. When a team has decided we're just going to play defense and prevent goals, that can go on for a long time. So they have to have penalty kicks. They have to have shootouts in soccer. There's no way around it. I don't necessarily like it, but like, for instance, when Germany lost in a shootout, the way I felt about that was, hey, yeah, it's a shootout and it's a coin flip, but it's their fault that it got here. Germany should have won that game in the first 90 minutes. So, yeah, I wasn't happy with them getting knocked out in shootouts, but they should have won that in the 90 minutes. They didn't.
Ottawa could use Reeves at league minimum.
I'd be interested to see if anybody picks up Ryan Reeves today. He's never been the most fleet of foot, and I don't know that anybody picks him up today.
Penalties way more than a coin flip. Soccer needs 3-on-3. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
No.
That would be crazy. There would be just so much running. All of the running. So much running.
It'd be that moment where the ball would get kicked down the field and you see the guys going,
somebody else go get it.
I'm not going. I went last time. You go.
Who has kids to go get it?
Penalty kicks are definitely a coin flip. Because, goalies guess and make the save. Players just flat out miss a net they'd normally hit in 9 times out of 10. So it's definitely, there's some luck involved with that.
Now that Kyle Dubas got the Ruck twins in Pittsburgh, does he call it Montreal and ask how much for Pickford to reunite the monstrous junior line?
He might. I think Dubas has done a good job with Pittsburgh. I think that there's good chance they're back above the playoff line again next year.
Was Carolina like 8 to 9 million under cap when they won?
Carolina was definitely under the cap when they won. They were healthy under the cap. They've got some good contracts there. Aho's contract's perfectly reasonable for what he provides to the team. Their goaltending's been cheap. Honestly, I like the way Carolina does their contracts.
Do you think Nadeau has a good rookie year?
He'll get the chance. He had a good run during the Calder Cup playoffs. He's going to get that opportunity to play for Carolina this year.
Imagine playing a healthy Florida this season. No, thank you.
Florida still, though, is there. Now we're going to be dealing with the fact that these guys are veterans. They're going to be getting a little older. And I don't know. I don't know how scary Florida is necessarily going to be this coming season.
What has been the biggest shock of this so far in this free agency frenzy?
I mean, I was going to say that the contracts have been reasonable, but there have been a few that not necessarily. I do like what Toronto's got done so far. I think that that their aggression with adding depth forwards is going to pay off for them. Blues signed Dubé to a one-way deal. He still may very well not get into the next season. Argentino Cabo Verde. Oh, Argentina's winning that. Definitely. Oh, well, should we shut this down then?
Yeah, we should pretty soon.
Okay.
My mom's here. She's doing Canada
All right.
Day stuff.
So we've got visitor right now. So we'll shut this down for now. But I will be doing videos today on signings and all that. And of course, we'll be doing videos on the Entertainment Guy covering the World Cup. So
all the videos.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. We will do this again soon, and I will be updating with the signings that are coming through on the board and posting a discussion for all you fine people. I'll talk to you then.